It is time for me to protect you from boring evening. Welcome to the Friday live stream where I am your host, Axley Flixling 3C Film, the guardian of the movie news. You got movie news? Gonna take it all away. Hello and welcome. We'll see how long I could last with Russian accent. David Harbour could do it. I could do it better. Together today, we are the Thunderbolts, and we will not be spoiling movie in comment section. If movie is spoiled in comment section, I spoil your mother tonight. That's how Red Guardian does it around here. Get used to it. Oh, the pain of wearing this helmet. Thank you again, Cinemark, for putting out such a cool wearable bucket I could actually put on and become the Red Gooner. Very nice, and a wonderful Friday live stream. Very great to put on that helmet and ruin my hair so early on into the stream. But today, guys, what we're going to be talking about is so much wonderful movie news. Appreciate all of you here letting me know. Gooner Bolts, Chris, yes, we are the Goon Squad. Oh my good. I don't know where this started. I saw this trending on Twitter. We fapping to Thunderbolts. I'm thinking Neb created that one. That Nebster, that little wacky man. What? Hi? Whoa. Did you see the Thunderbolt skins on Fortnite? I did. If you're talking about Marvel rivals, get out of here with that. We only Fortnite in this house. The Papa Chris, good stuff, guys. Good stuff to see you all here. Let's talk about some of these topics we're going to run down. So, going through the list of stuff, and please, if you got more topics or things you want me to discuss, let them be known down below. I was gone for a whole week, so maybe I missed a couple of stuff I didn't mention in the live stream, and I don't have topic here. But some of the things I decided to talk about is we got a brand new full look at the D-Rex from Jurassic World Rebirth. We're going to be looking at that and talking about whether we like this design or we're just not happy about it. Hawkeye season 2, some drama is a stirring, and Jeremy Renner admits why he's not coming back for season 2, and is it going to happen without him? Could be happening. Looks like we were all wrong, or I should say I was wrong last week. Ryan Reynolds is in fact writing a new Deadpool movie. What it could mean for the MCU and even the X-Men moving forward. We're going to talk about that. A list has come out of nowhere today of the full cast for Avengers Doomsday, and Spider-Man ain't on that list and making me very worried. Where's that arachnid at? We're going to be looking at that. And because we just had Thunderbolts, and I'm not going to be talking any spoilers, please refrain from spoilers, okay? I do want to give you my post-Avengers Endgame ranking of the movies that have come out since Avengers Endgame, including the Thunderbolts. And man, there was a lot more than I thought. I was like, what? It's like 5-6 movies since Endgame? It's 14. There have been 14 movies since Avengers Endgame. A lot of good, a lot of bad. So we're going to be ranking that for you here in real time. I haven't thought about it ahead of time. I'm literally going to do it on the spot. Holy goodness. Shrek died. Yo, where's that coming from? Don't you tell me Shrek dead. That ogre is king, and that ogre will live forever. GTA 6 delayed. I don't know if I've admitted this yet on the live stream, but your boys never played an actual GTA game. I've played San Andreas, I think, on the PlayStation 2, but when I say I played it, I just did the free roaming where I punched an old lady, went to the strip joint, stole a car, and then Papa came in and turned off that PlayStation and said, "Que chingados haces, niño?" That's my whole history with GTA. So GTA 6 might actually be my first GTA game. So I'm okay if it's a little delayed. Let me see what they said. Shrek's the goat to go. Okay. No updates on Shrek being dead. We need an update on that. Okay. Has anyone talked to Fiona? Chris, calm down, Unc. This is my life. This is what I get. Okay. So let's move on forward. Let's start off with some simple, fun topics. Oh, I do not have the window page open, so let's Let's get that open at least onto the side here, and let's get me in bubble form. Very good. That's our ranking we're going to look at later today. It's not the full ranking. That's in release order right there. There was a couple of things that came up on the interwebs I want to discuss here with you guys. So let's get into those. Just little simple fun things. Let's start off with we got the popcorn bucket for the Jaws re-release. Hey, someone get Bruce away from me. Someone take Bruce away before I get the extra butter. Hold the popcorn, okay? Are popcorn buckets still cool? People still liking them? You still buying them? What is the last popcorn bucket you bought? Tell me right now. I'd like to know in the chat. But hey, I think this is kind of the coolest part of these popcorn buckets coming back into popularity. Whether it's because of me or not, I leave that up to you to decide. But when the Dudusi came out, I was the first Ussi on it. So, you're welcome for having that into the world. No, I'm not taking credit, but I'm taking a little bit. We just recently had Star Wars Revenge of the Sith come out, right? And then they had a Darth Vader popcorn bucket that came out. And now we're going to get the 50th anniversary of Jaws, where you can get your own Jaw popcorn. That's actually pretty cool. It looks like it's only going to be in Alamo Draft House, so it's up for pre-order too. So I'm definitely going to be pre-ordering that and seeing when we're gonna get it. And that wasn't the only new popcorn bucket that was just revealed. I was promised Paramount was gonna send this to me first, but looks like I have to wait. We got the popcorn bucket for Mission Impossible. We have it here. This looks to be like the bomb in the movie, but the cool thing about it is to open it, you get a key slot. Now, this isn't just any ordinary key slot. Let me see if I can find the exact one. It's like the key from the movie that comes in two pieces, and I think that's just rad. That's one of the coolest things I like about these popcorn buckets is when they get creative and they start trying to integrate it with the movie. I put Mission Impossible possible. What the heck? Popcorn. There we go. No wonder it wasn't popping up the first time. Here we go. We have the video. Look at that. That's sick. That's cool. I saw someone tweet. They were like, me getting this popcorn bucket and losing the key before the movie starts and then just sitting there with a locked box of popcorn. That would definitely be me. That key, but you could hide a lot of stuff in there. You could hide anything you want. So that's cool. That's headed our way. I also think the How to Train Your Dragon movie also got the popcorn buckets revealed. So how to train your dragon. Let's pop that up and get the popcorn bucket. Oh, look at that. Little toothless right there, looking cute and dandy. I believe we got our first look at that at CinemaCon there, but all right, pretty good. No toothless, opening his mouth. I would have liked it if it was some wings and you could actually fly jetpack style, but I guess they didn't want to put any effort into this. How could they? So the popcorn bucket game is still going strong. I'm waiting for the day we get revealed the popcorn bucket for Superman, Fantastic Four. I know we got like it was the Thing's head, his head as a popcorn bucket, and I'm like, okay, that's something. I would really love a bucket that integrates all four of the Fantastic Four. That'd be cool. Good stuff in the popcorn bucket community, and I need more wearable ones. It's just kind of cool that I could actually put this on if I'd like. That's just cool. So you guys let me know what y'all think about those popcorn buckets. And again, let me know if you're still into them. If you're not, be very happy to hear it from you. All right, let's begin talking about some of this news concerning Jurassic World Dominion. Okay, so as we all know, not Dominion. Oh, I just gave myself flashbacks. Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay, so we have Jurassic World Rebirth set to come out later this year. Still so insane that I'm actually excited for another Jurassic Park movie because, like I said, Dominion severely let me down. So much so where I wasn't even excited when they announced this. It seemed just like an obvious way to kind of bounce back from the franchise because a lot of people were let down with that last movie. But the trailers seem cool. I love this idea of them visiting how do I say it? A park, or not a park, but an island of the dinosaurs that were mutated and failed experiments that were too scary and not right to be in the actual park. Well, today we got an article where it gives us more details on this new mutated T-Rex that we have now known as the D-Rex, and we know what the D stand for. We know what the D stand for. Don't get your head out of the gutter. It ain't that, buddy. It stands for Distatoris Rex. I'm definitely saying that wrong. Let me see if Google can help me out with that. I've noticed that they pronunciation. Let's see. Distatoris. Oh, it doesn't even. Distortus. Distorta here or dat torta there. That's what I hear. Meet Distortus Rex, Jurassic World's rebirth mutant, like the T-Rex design by H.R. Geiger. Okay, that's crazy stuff right there. Not just so we got some details on the D-Rex, but we also got a toy look at it. So let's see what the toy looks like so you get an idea of what we're actually going to be getting. All right, let's talk about this, guy. So, I was open and willing to like hear out the design. I'm trying to see a non-fuzzy photo. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Okay. And I still picked a fuzzy photo, whatever. So here we have an official toy look of what the daddy Rex. I like that. That's the daddy Rex. Um, I'm a little conflicted on this design. I think it looks really sick in this like shot from the trailer. Like that looks horrifying. I cannot wait. That's most likely going to be like a flashback scene to when they were creating the dinosaurs for Jurassic Park, and then some dude decides to go in there and feed it, and he becomes the Chow. Looking at it here clearly without all the beautiful red lights, what are we doing here? What's going on? So it's got that typical T-Rex leg on it. It's got the elongated arms, which I was liking, but then they still gave it the tiny arms. How's that going to work? And what is the benefit of that? But I don't even think we should be thinking about the logical side, because the whole point of these dinosaurs is that they're mutated. They're essentially deformed. And maybe that's what they're trying to give off with this big old bumpy head. They've said before that the inspiration of this is the Rancor from, let's pull it up, the Rancor from Star Wars. What does that look like? I'm not big. Okay, I guess kind of the Rancor from Star Wars, and of course a Xenomorph. Xenomorph. I definitely see the Xenomorph with the bumpy head look there, with like the nice round look there. I see that. I guess I'm okay. I'm still the biggest fan of the Indominus Rex. That I think is still the coolest modern day dinosaur that they came out with. I still wish they would somehow bring it back. I don't know how. Maybe they can explain it gave birth in between everything that was happening in that movie. But the Indominus Rex was just cool. It was smart, intelligent, it camouflaged this white albino look, the red eyes. Like, I don't know. That was just a scary, cool looking dinosaur. I liked the idea of the Indominus Rex. And this just looks like Billy the T-Rex. So I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it and whatnot there. Now, there's other dinosaurs that are detailed in this article. Let me see if I can get to that section of that. They mentioned that they're going to have almost like a winged raptor. Let me see if I can see the exact moment of it. Okay, well, let's see here. The D-Rex says, it's a design that I was really happy with, says the director. I'd like to buy the toy of it when it comes out. Oh, you really? That you want to buy that when it comes? Okay, that's cool. It's the greatest movie moments. It's meant to inspire pity as well as terror. Oh, you know what? Describing it like that, I definitely do feel bad for this dinosaur. And maybe that's the route they go with, is like it's a monstrosity that is almost like it's hurt to be alive. That's always kind of a sad thing, where he's just like, kill me, please, because it just hurts to be alive. That's happened in a couple movies. Wasn't it one of like the Alien movies? What was the one that nobody likes, but I thought was actually kind of awesome? The one where Sigourney Weaver comes back as a clone. That one, I forget the name of that Alien movie, but that has a scene of like a bunch of mutated experiments gone wrong, and it's literally like, kill me. It wasn't Alien 3, it was the Alien 4, Alien Resurrection. Thank you, Alien Resurrection. Thank you guys. And so there's that. It's as if another animal has been wrapped around the T-Rex. Gareth wanted us to feel sorry for it. Okay, that is good. As well as terrified because of its deformity. So it is supposed to be pretty deformed. Okay, so I guess it's not supposed to look awesome and badass. You are supposed to feel bad. It is having pain. It says here has some pain and there's an encumbrance to it. Ooh, so that poor thing. That I feel bad for that thing. I'm trying to find the exact quote of this next part, but maybe I could just find it here. Let me see here. Uh I know there's some ones. Jurassic. Well, there we go. I think they had it. They always seem to get the information right. Okay, here we go. So the other mutant dinosaur that we're going to be meeting is called Mutodons. Not as well as the D Rex. We'll meet the winged Mutodons, a combination of a pterosaurus and a raptor. So it's essentially going to look kind of like this, where it has the wings, but it's got a head of a raptor. I like that. I think that's going to be cool. The raptors end up sometimes being the scariest ones. You give raptor wings, we cooked. Let's just stay still and accept our fate is essentially what's going to happen when you get in that park. So I don't know. All in all, still excited for this movie. I hope it ends up being good. There was like some other comment made about the movie. I wish I could find it. Let me see. Pull it up real quick. I know that Matthew Lillard and the Carrie. That's for sure is cool to me. Where they were again kind of emphasizing how this movie is going back to basics. And Dominion, they were trying to explore a world where dinosaurs were everywhere. Here we go. It says David Kep explains how Jurassic World Rebirth differs from the Jurassic World trilogy. It says here, they were exploring what would it be like if dinosaurs were in our environment, which also they weren't. No, what? No, we led up to a world where dinosaurs were everywhere, and they thought, yeah, let's just go back to an island of dinosaurs and ignore the dinosaurs are just walking down the street. I still one of the craziest fumbles. We wanted to explore how it felt to go back to theirs, which is also what you did in Dominion. There was dinosaurs in Vegas, in Kentucky, in Texas, in California, and Florida, and Dominion said, let's just go to an island again. That'll always piss me off, man. That'll always piss me off. But hey, we got to see Chris Pratt on a motorcycle being chased by velociraptors. Fantastic. I'll say Fast and Furious style. I was about to say Fantastic Four style. I'm bitter, but I'm excited for this movie. You guys let me know. You guys let me know. Jurassic. Yeah, that's one of the things I have to get to watching because people do, again, talk up that show, that Chaos Theory, that they actually explored it. Again, that's the whatchamacallit, the animated Jurassic Park show. Let me see. Chaos Theory on Netflix. Netflix. I still have to check it out. I've heard actually really good things. I just haven't sat down to be able to watch it. But people say, like, yeah, it's kind of a kid show, but it actually has some good story and it does the thing that you wanted Dominion to do, where it actually explores dinosaurs just being in everyday neighborhoods. So something I'm definitely going to want to check out one day. And yeah, I always thought it was dumb when they made that. But someone said, no, bro, it's bad. Well, I'd be hearing that the show actually cooks. See, very dark, very mature. It takes place before chaos. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. But either way, this is what's happening in the Jurassic World world right now. Are you excited? Do you like the look of the D-Rex? And I was trying to think of a pun and it wouldn't come to mind. Let's move on. Okay. Hawkeye. Oh boy, we got some juicy news about Hawkeye. Let me see if I could actually just pull up the actual video so we get that started. So first, okay, Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye. I've talked a lot of crap about the Disney Plus shows because I'm just not the biggest fan of them. I was genuinely excited for them when it was WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and even Hawkeye. It seemed like an interesting new era for the MCU, but it ended up being nothing but oversaturating, overcomplicating, putting in so many heroes that were just like, what is happening to them? But I think Hawkeye was kind of an underrated show. I'm not going to say it was one of the best, but it was a cozy, fun time. I like the Haley Steinfeld stuff with Kate Bishop. Yelena made a cameo. Do not like all the Kingpin stuff they threw in there and the setup for Echo. That stuff definitely I didn't like. But Jeremy Renner was great. And him as as Clint Barton in that was really fun. And so we were always like, where's season two? How come season two hasn't been here? And we finally got our answer to why season two did not end up becoming a thing and how it might still end up being one. So here we have Jeremy Renner explaining it. Let me go ahead and set this up so we can get that so you guys can actually hear the audio. One moment. All right, here we go. All right, so here we have the audio of Jeremy Renner explaining why he didn't come back.
They asked me to do a season two, and they offered me half the money. I'm like, wow, it's going to take me twice the amount of work for half the amount of money, and so 8 months of my time essentially, and to do it for half the amount. I'm like, I'm sorry, why? Because you think I'm only half the Jeremy because I got ran over? Maybe is that what? That's why you want to pay me half of what I made on the first season? And this is not Marvel, mind you. This is like this Disney, not even really Disney. It's just the penny pinchers, the accountants. I told them to go fly a kite. I mean, just at the insult offer, and we didn't see eye to eye on that. And sadly, and I still love the character. I still love to do it, but I had to defend myself. I didn't ask for any more money, mind you, right? It's just payment I made the first season. So it's a little disheartening that didn't happen, but that's fine. I'm happy to let that go because my body's probably thanking me, time and time again that.
Okay. So there we go. That's what it was. And I do remember we had plot details of what Hawkeye season 2 was going to be. It might have been leaked stuff, but I do just want to bring up what it was because it actually sounded cool. It was going to like be kind of like the Raid. Let's see. Yeah, oh, it was going to be like Die Hard. There we go. That was the way they described it. See, so the rumored plot was rumors suggest that the second season could have been inspired by the action-packed confined setting of Die Hard with Clint and Kate facing a siege in a single location. That would have been awesome. So again, the reason I think that would have worked so well is because, well, Hawkeye is like a Christmas themed show. And so if season 2, they wanted to keep those Christmas vibes going, having the season 2 revolve around like a Die Hard plot, which a lot of movie fans will tell you Die Hard is a Christmas movie, or some people would argue it's not a Christmas movie. It's just set around Christmas. Whatever the case, I love that idea. Like almost like a one location type thing, maybe going level to level, raid style, or like Dread. And each episode is them getting to another level until they get to the boss and get out of the building. I think that sounded fantastic. Say that again. For what season 2 could have been, but now it doesn't look like it's happening, and it has been a long time now for Hawkeye. I know we live in a world where sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years for another season of television to happen, but now it just feels like the time has come and passed. Okay, a couple of thoughts on this. One, I definitely defend Jeremy Renner for not wanting to do it because he's getting paid half of what he earned the first time around. Again, he alluded to it not alluded, he directly said it. If you guys don't remember, about a year or two ago, Jeremy Renner was run over by a snowplow. He was helping a neighbor who was caught under, and he got run over by a machine, and it left him with some really horrible injuries, and it took him a long time to recover. So his body is already in a bad state to be able to do some of the stuff he does as Hawkeye. And I don't know if Marvel just thought, yeah, he's not going to be able to do many of the stunts. We'll do it like that. I don't think that was the reason. I understand why Jeremy said that. I think the reason is they underestimated how many people, or overestimated, I guess, how many people would genuinely watch these Disney Plus shows. I don't think Hawkeye did the numbers they hoped for. And I don't think a lot of the other Disney Plus shows are getting the viewer numbers that they are hoping for. And so now they're scaling back the cost of these shows, how much they spend. Because again, I'm still blown away. A lot of these Disney Plus shows look exactly of the quality of the movies, which is also a disservice to the films that you put in theaters. Because if there's not a quality difference in visuals with the TV show and the movies, then it's like, where is that dip? You know what I'm saying? So I think Marvel more offered him half, and we're gonna go with this single location thing to save money because they're like, these things don't get as much views as we think. We're cutting back, and Jeremy Renner's has it all in his right to be like, no, I'm not doing that because why would I do that? So that's what I think. And with that said, also though, there have been other rumors. This one isn't backed up. It's from My Time to Shine Hello, which, like I said, has been spotty. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. I feel like they've been wrong more often, but they have been right, especially when it came to the Shrek stuff. They were very right on that movie and what was going on for Shrek 5. But they are reportedly saying that Hawkeye season 2 is still going to move forward with Haley Steinfeld as the lead. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's true, especially after Sinners. Sinners just catapulted Haley Steinfeld into another level with her acting career. To me, she was always known and was definitely going to be a star. I enjoyed her in Bumblebee. Edge of 17, I think, is still an underrated coming of age story. I've always liked Haley Steinfeld. But now, after Sinners and the performance she gave there and the way that movie's blowing up, it's only elevating her. So Marvel, I think, is now looking at Haley close to A-list status and thinking, oh, we could definitely just give her a move, the show. She could just carry it, and then she's the Hawkeye, and Hawkeye doesn't have to be in it if Jeremy Renner doesn't want to come be part of the show. Also, maybe that was the plan all along. Maybe Jeremy had a lot less screen time in season 2, and that's why they were cutting his pay in half, because it's like, well, you're not the lead anymore, Jeremy. You're going to be more of the sidekick. But, oh, man, I'm already Jeremy Renner got to me, guys. Sorry, I hit the back button. I was saying I was already seeing a lot of people not loving a Hawkeye show without Hawkeye, which makes sense. It makes sense. It said no Jeremy, hell no. Let's see here. Someone said, "Oh hell no," but someone also said Haley is the goat, and she indeed is the goat. But so I don't know. I do think after Sinners, Marvel could seriously be thinking about having Haley Steinfeld as the lead and just moving along with that. To me, and I also like how Jeremy in that video distinguishes this isn't Marvel's fault. It's nothing with Feige or the people there. It's Disney and their accounting department who was doing that. So I have no ill will to Marvel. And we even saw a similar situation whenever Black Widow came out and Scarlett Johansson sued Disney because they released that movie on Disney Plus and it affected the money she was going to make from that. But she also was like, it's not Marvel's fault. It's just something I got to do with Disney. So we'll see. To me, like I said, if today or tomorrow they announced no more Disney Plus Marvel content, not going to see me cry. Maybe you can do it after the Punisher gets his special because I really want to see that Punisher special. But if you told me no more Disney Plus shows, I'll be like, okay, that's fine. Keep them in the movies. Give Daredevil a movie. Heck, let's not keep him on the TV side. So I know people are like, what about Daredevil? Just put him in the movies. You can keep Daredevil, actually. Daredevil will be the only one. But so yeah, it was just interesting to hear, and now we know. I just think we're gonna wait. I'm curious what the future of the Marvel's Disney Plus content is, because we do have Ironheart, which was like completed 3-4 years ago and is now barely gonna come out. We're gonna have that Punisher special. So I think Vision Quest is somewhere in there. I just wonder after that, then what's happening? What are they deciding? Well, you guys let me know. Would you watch a Hawkeye season 2 that doesn't feature Jeremy Renner and only Haley Steinfeld? I'm not gonna lie, because I like Haley Steinfeld that much. I would definitely watch that. Oh, sorry. I would. Okay. Let's move on to Deadpool since we're in the Marvel universe. All right. So last week we had heard a rumor that Ryan Reynolds was writing an ensemble movie. He was doing an interview. Let's see here. Writing movie. It's probably just going to show up all this stuff right now, but let's see if I can find it. He was talking about it during an interview. Can't find it now, but it was last week, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, I'm currently writing a project right now. It's an ensemble piece, right?" But that's all he said, and people just immediately assumed it was Deadpool. But then people were like, no, but he's done other projects, and he's supposedly also working on this boy band movie with Hugh Jackman, where they're like, they used to be part of a group like One Direction, and now they're grown up old men trying to relive those days. I was like, it's probably what it is. Well, turns out, no, it actually was about Deadpool. It got revealed here by the Hollywood Reporter that, let me see here, that Ryan Reynolds is in the early stages of exploring a Deadpool and X-Men team up movie. So here, let me just because I still have it on the sound thing. Whenever I put it on the sound, I have to click on each tab I want to show, and that's just annoying. There we go. And I was like, okay, what the heck? So he's actually going to be making an X-Men movie in Deadpool. This is shocking for a couple of reasons. Because okay, Deadpool Wolverine was a big success, right? Definitely made $1 billion as an R-rated movie. I had a lot of fun with it. I know there's these people online now who, just because it was a little goofy, a little out there, people are like, no, it actually sucked. This was actually terrible. It wasn't good. I still like Deadpool Wolverine, even with all its flaws. I thought it was one of the most entertaining films in the MCU. With that said, though, Ryan Reynolds in interviews was very vocal about, I don't think I'm going to do another solo Deadpool movie because it takes a lot of effort to find a plot reason to make Deadpool go on a mission, because you either have to kill his love life, you have to kill his friends, or you have to put him in such a terrible situation that it's just hard. He sees the future of Deadpool being more of a supporting character where he's just part of a movie and the movie isn't exactly about him, which I have no problem with. I think that's the smart way to go. And I'm telling you right now, Spider-Man 5 or 6, whenever those movies comes out, because they do the thing where they throw Spider-Man with a random hero from the MCU, one of those movies is Spider-Man and Deadpool. Like, that makes $2 billion. You know, that's happening someday. And so I was like, all right. And this new movie basically also confirms that, that's what's happening. So let me go into some of the plot details of what they're saying here. So they have a here. The multi-hypnot is working on various treatments for an ensemble film featuring featuring 3 or 4 X-Men characters. Deadpool would of course appear, but perhaps only as a supporting player. Reynolds is said to believe that keeping the F-bomb wielding anti-hero more on the sidelines could allow for the X-Men characters to be used in unexpected ways. Reynolds has been open to about every Deadpool movie needing a strong reason to exist, and it's possible that could provide an avenue he needs. So again, exactly what I reiterated. This movie is not Deadpool 4. It's not Deadpool and the X-Men. It's just an X-Men movie that is going to feature Deadpool in some capacity, but he is not the main character of this movie. I don't think that's bad. I think that's honestly a great way for Deadpool to go into the MCU. He could just pop up here and there wherever he wants and add fun to the movie. Why not? We were lucky that he even got a trilogy. We have 3 Deadpool movies, and I think those are great. So this idea that he's currently writing a movie that features 3 or 4 other X-Men and Deadpool is just happens to be part of that team doing some sort of mission. All right. Now people immediately go to like an X-Force movie because that's usually a Deadpool team, right? That's the team that he's on. And they did allude to that with whether in like Deadpool 2 or it was Deadpool 2 where they tried making that X-Force team that died. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Maybe it's Deadpool helping out the newest recruits of the X Mansion, something like that. I wonder if Hugh Jackman Wolverine would be part of that team. The other thing we got to ask ourselves, though, about this is, where does this fit in the future of the MCU? Because I still got a lot of questions. Okay. My mind and the way I'm seeing things headed is once we get to, let's see here, Avengers Secret Wars, right? This is the movie that is going to soft reboot the MCU. At least that's what all the fans, including myself, think, that something is going to happen where in this movie, all the different multiverses, whether the Fox X-Men, the Fantastic Four in their universe, our MCU, maybe Tobey Maguire's, other people's universes, all meld into one Earth. A big battle happens. When all of that's resolved, everything will just become one center Earth where the Fantastic Four always existed. The X-Men were always here. This person, maybe Chris Evans, Steve Rogers is back. Well, not played by Chris Evans, but Robert Downey Jr. Again, not Robert Downey Jr. Or an Iron Man is back in the world. Basically, again, putting the universe back to a reset where everybody exists in one Earth, right? And so with that, I always assume that's how they introduce us to our new X-Men, is they pay homage to the Fox, but when it merges, all the X-Men characters will be brand new people. It'll be new, younger faces that'll carry on. We'll get a new Wolverine, a new this. I don't know. I'm wondering if now maybe the plan Kevin Feige has is to keep all the old Fox characters and just say they were always in the MCU after Secret Wars. I don't love that because, no offense, they are older. And as much as I love James Marsden as Cyclops, I kind of am looking forward to getting a younger new Cyclops, a younger new Wolverine, as awful as that sounds, because Hugh Jackman is great in the role. Um, because they do have it here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Continues to work. Start date of release. They have it here that it's not part of the rest of the movies. Is this the article says? Let's see. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Shift recent years. It's in here, but it basically said that this movie, as of right now, is not part of the other X-Men movie that's currently being written, because there is already a writer on the X-Men movies. Let me see if I can find a Hunger Games X-Men movie. The writer of Hunger Games is the one working on it. Michael Leslie here is the writer of this movie. And in the article, they specify that whatever movie this guy's working on, that's going to be the first X-Men movie for the MCU, is not connected to whatever Ryan Reynolds is doing. And that's another thing we have to keep in mind. This is just a movie that he's pitching. So Deadpool's supporting character, he has not yet pitched this idea to the studio. So it's not even an official project. Kevin Feige has not approved this. It's not 100% happening. It's just something Ryan Reynolds is like, hey, this would be a fun idea. Let me write it. And then I'll go to Feige and say, hey, you think we can fit this? So that's another thing to hold back and go, But I also don't think Ryan Reynolds would waste his time doing this if he didn't already kind of get an idea that it's possible to make it happen in the MCU. You know what I mean? Like, why would he sit there and write a whole movie if like Feige didn't tell him, let me see what you got, and then we'll talk about it, right? So we'll see what happens. But all we know is, yeah, I mean, bringing back that line, right, from Deadpool Wolverine, maybe he wasn't wrong. Maybe it is until he's 90. Okay, I mean, would we hate it that much if, let's see, Fox, X-Men, if these guys ended up staying as the main MCU? I just worry about how long. So that's so mean to say, but how long do some of these people have left, or would it be a mesh of like the older and newer? Will it be like James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender's version that get to stay? You know, like who here is the one? I don't know. It's definitely keeps me curious. Or the other thing I'm thinking about, since it'll probably be still rated R, because he mentions in the article that it'll be a rated R movie or a rated R character with X-Men, could they maybe still keep them separate? That Deadpool still ends up staying in his own universe and not exactly in the MCU, and that we'll just follow his adventures outside? Because that's what some people also theorize with the Fantastic Four, that maybe after Secret Wars, they don't become part of the MCU. They stay on their own Earth, and we'll just follow them there. I don't know. Lot to guess and think about, but hey, that's what's happening right now. A new Deadpool / X-Men movie is happening. It's not Deadpool 4, but it is an X-Men movie that features Deadpool, and I'm happy to get that. We'll see if it ends up happening. But yeah, you guys let me know your theories and your thoughts on everything that happens there. Okay, let's move on to talking about Avengers Doomsday. So, still highly anticipating this movie, and we even got a photo here of the cast of Avengers Doomsday: Channing Tatum, Paul Rudd, Robert Downey Jr. Oh man, what a Winston Duke. There we go, Winston Duke, Simu Liu, Chris Hemsworth, and Anthony Mackie, who all sat down and watched together, and they're all together because they're currently filming Avengers Doomsday. I saw some people also going, oh, so this is the hairstyle Robert Downey Jr. is going to have for Doomsday? I doubt it. He's most likely going to be wearing a wig. If you also look at Sebastian Stan right now, the man is bald and he has some sort of wig for Thunderbolts and even what'll probably be Avengers Doomsday. So it's just cool that they're all there and they sat down to watch the movie. Like, that's just funny to think about, that they're all right there. Here's another photo of them on the set. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I am so excited for this movie now, especially after Thunderbolts. Oh, they did a good setup there. Definitely that. But along with that, we had oh, and looks, and this photo's fake too, by the way. I see some people posting this around. This is AI. This is AI. But let me go ahead and pull up the Avengers cast list. Let's see. That way we can look at this. Where is it? Oh, here we go. All right, so I think this is coming from Jeff Snyder, who, again, like I said, isn't a source I always love to source, but I have to give credit where credit's due, and they do come out with stuff that ends up being right sometimes, but they also end up being wrong. Well, out of nowhere, they decided to just bust out a list of everybody who's going to be in Avengers Doomsday that we don't know already. And well, let's just see if we like this list. So obviously, we got a couple of names that we expected. We got Bruce Banner Hulk, we got Wong, Captain Marvel, Hawkeye. Now, or no, that's Haley Steinfeld. Oh, we do have Jeremy Renner. Here's Hawkeye, War Machine, Nebula, Miss Marvel, Okoye, Valkyrie, Kyuhee Kwan will be coming back as OB. We got Monica Rambeau, Adam Warlock. I love that Adam Warlock will be coming back. Riri Williams is Ironheart. That one's kind of a little surprising. America Chavez, that one, like, she has to. She has powers to travel into the multiverse. I definitely think she's going to be the one that's going to be helping us collect these heroes. Sylvie, that surprises me. She-Hulk, I'm excited She-Hulk will be there. Wonder Man, I still need to see his show before I say I'm happy or not with that. And I got to admit, right now, I have no interest in Wonder Man, but I do hope it's good. Stinger, that's Casey Lang, so Ant-Man's daughter, which makes sense if Ant-Man's already confirmed to be in the movie. B-15, Monica Rambeau, Binary, Jean Grey, which we just heard rumored recently from Chris Claremont, who was just spoiling stuff recently. Storm, Halle Berry herself said that she has not gotten a call and is not in the movie. I would hope it's a Andrew Garfield situation. It says she's in it, and it would be a shame if she's not. I don't know who's Filia. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Filia Marvel. Who? Oh, is she the little girl? Okay, so basically the new Guardian team is going to show up. Okay, that makes sense, I guess, especially with Will Poulter. Nick Fury, missed him. Clea, Doctor Strange. Yeah, I mean, Clea and Doctor Strange went off together. They got to show up. Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers. Now, here are the names that are not on there. No Tom Holland. No Evangeline Lilly, which is also super surprising. Why is Wasp not there, but Ant-Man is? No Paul Bettany, which is also weird because he was even in that concept art with Chris Pratt's Star-Lord where they were chilling on a couch eating a pizza, but not in this movie. Elizabeth Olsen, which that would go against what Chris Claremont recently said, where he's like, good Scarlet Witch and evil Scarlet Witch are in the movie. Okay. No Oscar Isaac. Honestly, I'm okay with that. Number one Moon Knight hater here. No, I don't hate Moon Knight, but I just don't see how he fits into the movie with everything that they did with that show. May Calmaway. Who's that? May Calmaway. May Cal. Oh, Cal. Oh, okay. She was in the Moon Knight show. So, yeah, it makes sense that she wouldn't be in it as well. Charlie Cox or Bernthal. That makes me sad, especially. Oh, I can't say it now. I can't say those. Okay. I would have liked Charlie Cox and Bernthal in there, but I guess there's just no real way to throw them in there. Sean Gunn, which, sorry, buddy, your brother's out the MCU. So are you, my friend. Go be in the DCU, which he is now in 2 characters. Bradley Cooper. These are voice actors. Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, and Cosmo the dog. Okay. So, interesting list. This is already like insanely packed cast, man. Like Avengers Doomsday is a big old movie here. Let me just pull up the Avengers Doomsday cast we have right there. Every character is going to average a total of 2 minutes with the length of this cast. Do I actually believe this? Honestly, yeah. More than half that list all seems extremely plausible and like they actually are going to end up in the movie. I'm trying to find an HD photo so I can actually pull it up here. I mean, these are the only official names we have so far from the chair video. And again, with some of these people, they can branch off to confirming other people like Paul Rudd. Yeah, his daughter would definitely be there, but why would Evangeline Lilly not? Now, I think I know there's like some behind the scenes reasons. I'm not exact on this. You're going to have to do your own research there, but I think Evangeline Lilly said some kind of controversial things around COVID, around vaccine time. that made her unfavorable to some people. So maybe that's why she's not in it. I think there was other things, but I have to do my research on it. But that would be weird to have Paul Rudd without the Wasp there, since they made that character so connected to each other. Sorry, let me pull up the list again. No Tom Holland, dude. We are hearing it more and more. Oh, she quit acting. Was that it? Is that what it was? I think you're right. Maybe that's what I heard. I was like, there was something that happened. She quit acting. I think you're right. In that case, maybe they just replace her, right? If she quit acting and she's still someone that they find important to be part of the movie, then you just recast her, do you not? I mean, they did it with Thunderbolt in Harrison Ford. Okay, thank you for that. But oh, people saying, yo, she quit acting 100 times. Okay, so maybe she just says this over and over. Either way, I do think it's kind of sucks because I did like those. But back to Tom Holland. We keep hearing this. We keep hearing this over and over that Tom Holland might actually not show up in Avengers Doomsday. And I just think that's such a missed opportunity if it happens because, bro, you just set up Robert Downey Jr. and the relationship he has with Peter Parker, that face, all that. Like, I kind of, Mr. Stark, no, I hate you 3000. That would have been a peak scene. And now we're not going to get that peakness. Very curious how they're going to explain that or Tom Holland's absence. Now, Tom Holland's for sure going to end up being in Secret Wars. Okay, like Secret Wars has to be his movie because they're going to give him that black suit. We're hoping Tobey Maguire's in there along with Andrew Garfield. Like, please. So it's kind of interesting that this could be an Avenger movie without Tom Holland in there. Elizabeth Olsen, gotta be honest, I don't mind it right now because I don't see what purpose she could serve with everything else going on. But I know there's a lot of Scarlet Witch fans that would be devastated. And I already mentioned and the Moon Knight people. I'm sorry, just there's no room for them. But Charlie Cox and Bernthal, let's just squeeze them in there because I like them. So there's my hypocrisy. um, Steve Rogers, I totally believe, and I'm still thinking he's going to end up playing Hydra Captain America, some evil version, and we're going to get like this evil Avenger team, which would be awesome. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting list, but it just makes me look at it and go, dude, a lot of these characters are going to have 30 seconds on screen. A lot of them are just going to say one line and dip out. How do you make it all fit? How does this work? If anyone can do it, it's the Russo brothers. They've seemed to do a good job with it because I like Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War. But this feels just like another level of a lot of characters. Is there anyone else on this list you think is missing that you think should be part of the movie? That it's like, how come they're not in there? What's going on? That's definitely no Eternals. You see, like that. I don't think we're gonna get any addressing of the Eternals ever again. Unfortunately, I like that movie. I wonder where I'm gonna put it in my ranking here in a second. But I didn't hate that movie, but I also feel like there's just no room for them because they made that movie back, I think, before they knew they were going to have the Fox X-Men people back. And Eternals was going to be like their replacement X-Men, the way Inhumans was, where it's just their way of bringing multiple powered people and all that. And they just had them disappear into space. I think come Secret Wars, Eternals just don't exist anymore after that soft reboot, which sucks because I did like a lot of them. But yeah, Red Hulk, that is true. What about Red Hulk? Where is he? And does he even have a place in the next Avenger movie? Now, again, I'm not giving any spoilers to Doomsday, and I hope the chat also is refraining from that. But Thunderbolts does take place after Brave New World, and there's only like one line that mentions, hey, our president just turned into a Red Hulk. What's up with that? That's like all that is mentioned of that. But the Brave New World did end with the president, the Red Hulk, going to a prison. He's just going to be there. Could they bust him out to help win Avengers Doomsday? Is that even a plot point you want to throw in there with so many other very powerful people? Is another Red Hulk just going to help with their situation? You know what I mean? I'm curious about that. And also, you're right, Hulk's son. That's like a plot point they introduced. Good job there, Concrete. In She-Hulk, and She-Hulk is in there. Bruce Banner's in there. We gonna talk about your son or what? I don't know. This is the thing Marvel is kind of done sometimes, where oh dude, don't even mention Blade. Reed Blade, his movie ain't coming out. He ain't gonna be part of the movie, unfortunately. Noel, Get out of here. Jane Foster's dead, though. Someone said Jane Foster. She dead. She in Valhalla, which I think is odd because who Jane know in Valhalla? Can you imagine dying in eternity, but going to a very specific heaven where you're never going to see your family, your friends, your lover? You're just there with a bunch of other Vikings. Jane is lonely up there. I'm telling you that right now. Poor Jane. Um, Morbius and all that, or Agatha, yeah. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening, but it's an interesting list, and also a lot of these names. It's just at this point you're also just naming the main heroes in the MCU, and it's like, of course they're going to show up. So we'll see, guys. We'll see what ends up happening, but this is the list that's popping around, going around. I just hope the no Tom Holland part is true. The no Tom Holland part needs to be not true because I need Tom Holland somewhere in there. Someone said Thanos. They might bring in Thanos. Who knows? Anybody's fair game in this movie. All right. And well, ending off our topic of discussion with everything here, let's pull up now our ranking for whatchamacallit, for the movie's post Endgame. So here I have a list of every movie that has come out ever since Avengers Endgame, and these are right now in order of release. So don't think Far From Home is my number one, and don't think Thunderbolts is my last, as in worst. This is just in order that they have been released since Avengers Endgame. There's 36 movies now in total, which is just wild to think about, that the MCU has made it this freaking far, that there's 36 films, and that's not even counting the like 10 Disney Plus shows. There's a lot of content out there, but with a new Thunderbolts movie out and me really enjoying it, I thought it'd be fun to kind of rank the movies post Endgame, since every time a good movie comes out afterwards, they're like, best movie since Endgame, the best one since Endgame. Which one is actually the best one since Endgame and which is the worst? And like I said, I'm winging it. I did not give this any thought. I am right now going to do it as you watch. Some of these do have reviews because I'm so spotty on Letterboxd. Sometimes I'm on it, sometimes I'm off of it. So just ignore those ratings, although that's accurate to how I feel about the movie. And let's just begin. All right, buddy. So let's work our way down and get ourselves to the toppity top here. So, okay. Going with number 14 on my list, I don't think it should be a surprise. My friends, it's going to end up being Thor, Love, and Thunder. Man, what can I say about Thor, Love, and Thunder? This movie was a severe disappointment. I think it's the film that might have ruined Taika Waititi's reputation, because he was looking to be a very promising director and probably still is. But this movie just, no, this is a situation where Thor Ragnarok was very entertaining. People liked it. And they just gave too much creative freedom to Taika Waititi, where he thought, oh, people liked it because Thor was funny. Let's make him extra funny. And that was wrong. This movie had all the formula to be really great. They had such an interesting story with Jane Foster getting cancer, Gore the God Butcher, who's killing other gods because they have abandoned him and he thinks that they don't deserve their power. Such good ideas. And it was all treated as a joke. Thor's people were dying left and right, and he was laughing along. That scene where I forget the character's name, but one of Thor's old friends is dying in front of him, and he's just making jokes. It's just like, oh man, it really disappointed me. I wanted to like it because I think Chris Hemsworth Thor is awesome, and this is a character that is very liked in the MCU. And it's even funny that Thor has made it to 4 films when Iron Man doesn't have 4 films. Captain America does have 4 films, but they switched Captain America out. So this was, to me, the biggest disappointment. And I honestly think this is the only MCU movie I actually just don't like. I think if you put this in a ranking of all the MCU movies, I think this is just the one MCU movie I actually don't like. And the rest, I actually enjoy. I actually have fun with, not including the Disney Plus shows. So Chris is a hater. Dang right I am. When it comes to Thor, Love, and Thunder, Eric Stone, hate is my middle name, okay? And dude, yeah, you get Christian Bale. You got Christian Bale and you wasted him, buddy. Oh, dude, sorry. Sorry, okay, I'm just kidding. So I will never get my money back, and it was pretty boring. See, so some of y'all kind of agree. Some of y'all kind of agree. Okay, so there's where we have that movie. Next up, here, see, this is where some planning ahead would have done nicely. Would have done nicely, but I think the next one I'm going with is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This one, I think, is another one. This is one where I think I was soft on whenever I saw it, and I was like, it was fine. But after time, and even after a rewatch, I really sat back and thought about the impact it made to the MCU and everything that came for it. And you realize how big of a fumble this movie is. This is a movie that was such a disappointment that ended up missing the mark, that before the Jonathan Majors controversy and things that were happening with him, they already thought, yeah, maybe Kang the Conqueror isn't our big bad of the MCU. They have said that in interviews. They have mentioned it. Even before the Jonathan Majors controversy, they were already thinking about switching over a different bad guy because this movie just didn't perform they wanted to. And yeah, I think Kang the Conqueror could have been a really great villain, and maybe someday we'll still get that in the MCU, whether it's a different actor or not. But this movie did not do anything to get me excited for a movie that was once called Avengers Kang Dynasty. I think setting in the quantum realm was a cool idea, but then they stopped getting inventive with the shrinking stuff. I think about like the suitcase scene in the first Ant-Man movie, or even the knife fight in the kitchen with Wasp in the second movie. And there was no cool scenes like that in this one. It's just Ant-Man either goes big or stays regular size. I feel bad for the actress that they replaced from Avengers Endgame with it was Catherine Newton. She's fine in the role, but I didn't think they even did anything to distinguish her powers. So it was just a letdown in that this was supposed to be the hype movie to get you excited for Avengers Kang Dynasty because it was theatrical debut for Kang, and it was a letdown. I think it was a letdown. I'm not gonna say it was trash, but I think it was a letdown. I think it was a letdown. All right, now we move on, and I'm stuck now in between three different movies that I could put next on the list because I think the next three movies they're like tied. They're tied for how I feel about them. So, all right, how do I go with this? I'm actually gonna go with. Oh, dude. Okay, I think I'm going with the Marvels. I'm going with the Marvels as the next one. I'm gonna be honest. This is where we start getting into that underwhelming territory of the MCU, where I don't think the Marvels was actually bad. I actually like the ensemble cast. Imani Milan is such a great actress, is such a joy, brings a lot of energy. They think they did a better job in this movie of having Brie Larson be I don't want to say more relatable or likable because I think Brie Larson gets a lot of unnecessary hate when she is a cool character. But this one, it worked better because she had an ensemble. They tried doing this thing where they switched the powers around. This is also one of the only MCU movies in this phase that actually had a post-credit scene that is actually going to matter into Avengers Doomsday and Dynasty. But overall, the movie was just fine. It was just, it was like okay, it was a journey. I sat through it. It's funny seeing Nick Fury go from Secret Invasion, deadly serious, to then kind of a goofy man again. It's kind of an inconsistent tone, but I didn't hate it. To me, it existed. There was nothing about it where I felt hate, but there was also nothing about it where I jumped up and down and I was looking forward to watching it again. It was just like okay, it was a movie. It happened. That was that for me with the Marvels. The next movie, and look, it's already conveniently placed on there. I'm gonna go with Captain America: Brave New World right here. Next up on the list there. Again, another movie where I don't hate, but dude, I am very mad. Captain America, Sam Wilson's first movie, uh, was this because it should have been his Disney Plus show, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. Such a better movie, such a better story, connects way more with Sam, with the Isaiah Bradley stuff, with the Winter Soldier, and the legacy of passing on the shield. Just the Disney Plus show should have been the movie. This was a Hulk movie. Why? Why did they think it was a good idea to make a sequel to The Incredible Hulk that didn't feature The Incredible Hulk? Why 35 movies in did you want to make a sequel to your second movie in the MCU? I don't get it. But even then, Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie found a way to bring out his charisma. He has a couple of standout moments. I still really like the aviation sequences. That shot where he's like riding the shield on the ocean. Um, Even his fight scene with the Hulk, I actually didn't think was all that bad. I thought that was actually a pretty cool fight scene, even if some of the CGI moments were there. But when it was all said and done, I was just kind of like, I just I felt like we got nowhere. I felt like this was a filler episode in the MCU, and it's just kind of retreading why Sam deserves the shield, which I thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier already told that story. So yeah, I was more disappointed in this movie with the fact that Sam Wilson deserved better, but I didn't hate it. I just thought it was fine. Next one I think actually went up because of Thunderbolts, and that's where I'm putting Black Widow. I remember when Black Widow came out, and this was one of the first very underwhelming movies in the MCU for me, where I was kind of like, it was okay. It just existed. But at the time, you have to remember this was almost exciting because of the pandemic in 2020 was the first year in like 5 years we didn't get a Marvel project. Remember, everything was shut down, no theaters, Disney Plus was barely starting up there was a whole year without any Marvel content. So Black Widow was the first thing we got after a year, and I thought it was just fine. I just thought it was like I didn't understand the purpose of it other than they just needed to give Black Widow a kind of like a funeral after she died in Endgame. But after watching Thunderbolts, I'm not going to lie, I have a real urge to rewatch this movie because of Yelena, because of David Harbour, even Taskmaster. I kind of want to see that again. And when I'm thinking back on the movie, it was actually all right. It introduced a lot of interesting characters and it gave some context to Black Widow and how she grew up and into the MCU. So Thunderbolts, in a weird way, made this movie better for me. Like and that's the fun of this connected universe and all that. If Thunderbolts didn't come out, I think this would have like been in the place of oh dang, did I mess up? Sorry. I think I have this messed up. My bad. I would have had this in the place of like Captain America, Brave New World, or the Marvels. That's where I would have been with this movie. So Black Widow, I'm fine with it. I'm not even kidding. I think I am gonna end up rewatching it because after seeing Thunderbolts twice, I wanna watch Black Widow again. Dang, I still have this wrong. Sorry, Thunderbolts. There we go. All right, so here's what we have right now. Bottom of the list: Thor: Love and Thunder, Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, The Marvels, Captain America: Brave New World, Black Widow. Okay, next up. All right, this is I think where we start getting into the good MCU movies post Endgame. Not the great, not the excellent, just the good. Okay. We went through the terrible, the movies that were fine, and now we're getting into the ones I think are actually good, leading us to great or excellent. All right. So the next movie I'm going to go up on next, I think it's going to be Spider-Man Far From Home. Okay, I know I'm gonna get some hate on this because nobody hates Spider-Man more than Spider-Man fans. Am I right, Spider-Man fans? Here we are. I don't. I know there's a lot of people who actually hate this one and think it's the worst Spider-Man movie. I don't feel that way. If anything, I felt that way with Homecoming, where I just did not like the direction they were headed in. But to me, the stuff that saves Far From Home and me liking it better than Homecoming is the Mysterio stuff. I still, not only is Jake Gyllenhaal awesome, I love him as an actor. I thought the costume is great. All the Mysterio sequences, great. Oh, just so awesome to watch. And even though I knew Mysterio was a bad guy and I knew he would be bad in this movie, the way they did his twist into pretending to be his friend, conning Spider-Man and all that, I love that part of the movie. And props on them for trying to mix it up. Spider-Man has mainly been set in New York, always had New York movies. They're like, what if he went to London? Props on that, even if it's not my favorite setting in a Spider-Man film. The part that does hold it back is, again, the over connection to Tony Stark, feeling like a Tony Stark villain. I know people hate that regurgitated complaint with this, but it is true. I want villains that want to go after Spider-Man, not that they have to because he's just conveniently in the way. That to me doesn't work. So the over reliance on Tony Stark again. The moments where he like has the like Tony just decided to give Peter Parker control of all his tech and whatnot. That didn't work for me. I'm trying to think about the other stuff that I didn't like. I hate that they deleted that scene where Spider-Man is beating up a bunch of bad guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. Far from home, deleted scene. Such a fun scene, but I guess it didn't make sense because Spider-Man's supposed to be depressed. But I thought it was great. This scene, you can look it up on YouTube, but it's like a cool scene. Oh, also the Iron Spider suit. I hate that. I don't think he needs to be wearing that, but whatever. I still enjoy it, but it's got its mixes. It's got its mixes up and down like that. To me, this is the Amazing Spider-Man 2 of the MCU. It's got some high moments and it's got some low moments, but that's how I feel about it. Okay, next up in this bracket, I think I'm going with Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. That's the one I have next on the list. This is one also kind of reverse from Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, where after I saw Doctor Strange 2, I was actually a little disappointed a bit. I was a little underwhelmed, but then after sitting on it for a while, going back on it, rewatching some scenes, I can't help but to appreciate some of the things Sam Raimi put into this movie, put in his visionary eye, and I like a lot of it. I like a lot of what they were doing. I think some of the fumbles is this transition, and this is a movie that really highlights the Disney Plus problem for me because we have a whole story arc that happened with Wanda from, I guess, Endgame, and we're not more Infinity War to this movie. She went through a lot. She has made up children. She took over a whole town, lost her love of her life, all this, and now she's evil. I just felt like that leap was a little too huge and not done well. And there was not a good explanation for the people who didn't watch WandaVision that I felt would be lost. I do hate how Doctor Strange sometimes doesn't feel like the main character of this movie. He just kind of feels like he's thrown into this chaos, if that makes sense. But also, in the biggest negative, for being called Multiverse of Madness, we traveled to like one other world and then like four other ones in the span of 5 seconds. Should have been some more multiverse hopping. But aside from that, I did like that one world they traveled into. I like the Illuminati, the Illumawati. Um, at the end, also the final battle with like Doctor Strange can dream walking, and the way they explain, dreams are just us going into another universe and whatnot. I think there was a lot of nice stuff in there, but it did feel a little chaotic and unbalanced. I am very curious how Doctor Strange 3 will kind of be more like the first one, hopefully, but I do hope Sam Raimi comes back. So I did like it, but yeah, I think it had some flaws in there. All right. I think now is where I get into the great. So we have great and excellent. And here's where I'm going to go with Eternals. Uh I don't hate Eternals, man. I think Eternals was a really strong movie, but it definitely felt over bloated. This was a movie where I remember after watching it, it was like, bro, we just got a giant history lesson on the MCU. And I know there was a lot of hate because of the diverse characters, but in the context of the movie, it makes sense. These are people that are supposed to be all around the globe in different areas, protecting the world only from these one specific creatures. But I like the uniqueness and the power. I liked characters like Kumail GL in there. They even had their own version of like a Superman. I thought it was also beautifully shot. It was an actual good, rich story. Um, I thought it was good, and if they made Eternals 2, I would have watched it. I would have seen it. I just think this late in the phase, and with how many characters they were already introducing into the MCU with the Disney Plus stuff, it just felt like, so many people, what are we doing? And post-credit scenes in this movie are gonna lead nowhere because they attach to like Blade and some character named the Black Knight, and it's like, I don't think we're getting that. So it's a shame because I feel like there was some real artistry, and it actually, as a standalone thing, I thought felt like a good movie. But as in a connected universe and with everything else flowing, it did feel a little like, what are we doing? Why is this the movie we need now? But some people were like, movie was boring, you glazing so hard. I don't know, I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was good, but it's a shame we're not gonna get more. Next up, I think I am gonna go. Oh, this is gonna be hard. This is tough. I think I'm gonna go. I have two. I'm between two movies right now. Um. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. dude, no. I'm all right. The two movies I'm caught between is Shang-Chi and Deadpool. These are the two movies I'm caught between right now. Um, and it's so hard, I think, to place Deadpool because the thing I think makes that movie so good to me is its entertainment value of just being a fun movie, while some of these other films are good for a dramatic and story perspective. Does that make sense? Uh I think I don't know. All right, I'm gonna make a choice here, and I'm going with Deadpool. I'm going with Deadpool and Wolverine as the next one up from there. So again, this is a situation where I totally get some of the complaints now. I don't agree calling it a trash movie, but I think because it has a lot of those nostalgic moments, a lot of like the Channing Tatum stuff, the cameos of Chris Evans, the Johnny Storm, it feels like member berries. It feels like, hey, jingling keys over here, Marvel fan. This is what you like, right? But I think they miss all the great stuff that is also part of it with Deadpool as a character. He might be one of the funniest people in the MCU and Marvel, but you got to admit, Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, and even Deadpool 3, there are some dramatic, sad moments. And Hugh Jackman gave one of his better performances. I still think Logan is his best performance as the character, but that monologue he gave in the car where he's just going off on Deadpool, oh, what a great moment. We finally see him in the suit, the claws, rated R. A lot of great jokes in there, too. I think this was just an entertaining time that maybe could have tightened things up in the story a little bit, sure. But this is a movie I'll endlessly rewatch. It has such a fun vibe to it. So that's where I'll put it. Now, the reason I'll put Shang-Chi above it is because to me, this is a reminder of what made the MCU great. I remember we were kind of on a streak of dull movies, and Shang-Chi came out, and everybody was like, oh, dude, this is what makes Marvel Marvel. The ability to turn a character nobody knows, has never heard of, which I know some people have and some people knew about it, but the majority of people didn't know, never heard of, and then catapult them into a popular known name and actually be excited. That's how I felt. I knew nothing about Shang-Chi. I didn't care about this movie getting made. I saw it and I was like, I cannot wait to see that guy interact with Captain America, be with the Avengers, be like they gave him such a cool movie, and it totally makes sense why this director now is going on to do Spider-Man 4 because he has a real eye for cool action scenes. That bus fight scene, really good job. So to me, this movie is above because it again reminds us when Marvel is at their best and they're hitting on all cylinders, they can create a nobody character into somebody and make me really excited. And I was so happy when I heard he's in Avengers Doomsday because I want to see this and I can't wait for Shang-Chi too. And Aquafina, best part of the whole thing. Make her the next Shang-Chi, please. Okay, putting that aside. Here, I think is where I get to the excellent movies. These next ones, maybe Shang-Chi was part of the excellent category too, if I'm being honest. These are now the excellent films. All right. I think I'm going Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever in that slot, I think for a reason is because, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I am still of the camp that they should have recast Chadwick Boseman. I'm always going to be thinking about what Wakanda Forever would have looked like if they just stuck to the original plan Ryan Coogler had, especially after you see Sinners and how talented this director is. But then again, it was Ryan Coogler's decision to also do the story that pays tribute to Chadwick Boseman. But I would have liked to have seen the story of T'Challa versus Namor. Because, man, that was done so well. And again, I loved Namor in this movie. I thought he was so awesome. And the way they portrayed their version of Atlantis and how it didn't feel like Aquaman. It was also such a gut punch of a movie because it was paying tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And that post-credit scene had me tearing up when he's like, I am King T'Challa, son of T'Challa. Oh, dude, that was good stuff right there. I thought it was good. But I do worry about how this movie will age in like 10 years. I think even now you could watch it, that one day you'll watch this movie and there's going to be generations where you have to explain, oh, they killed Black Panther because the actor died. And people will be like, oh, they did that? Wow, okay. Still fully respect them. And I think it's a miracle that they managed to make such a great movie with doing such a monumental change like that with Black Panther. And I'm curious how this will all tie together with the third movie. So I still think it was great, even if my biases of like, I wish they kind of just continued the story, like if T'Challa was still alive in the universe and gone from there. But even then, really great film, and Shuri had some standout moments. All right, the real contenders of the final top two. I think some of you think you know where I'm headed with this, but I think I have to be kind of honest with myself a little bit. I'm going Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man No Way Home as number two. Uh Look, No Way Home is a movie that is only made in a lifetime, okay? I will never forget the hype, the videos I made, the cringy intros, the community we had, and still will probably have when Spider-Man 4 comes out. All of that would always be held precious to me, and this movie will always stay in my heart because it managed to bring together all forms of my childhood, from Tobey Maguire when I was a kid, Andrew Garfield when I was a teenager, and Tom Holland as I'm now an adult, and actually give a movie that put those characters together and had fun with it. Like that to me is just, that movie made me smile so hard when I watched it. At the same time, I can't ignore some of the flaws now after multiple rewatches, because this is a film I've watched like 10 times now, of the stuff that held it back, like the COVID restrictions. This was a movie that was filmed during COVID, and there are some scenes that suffer because of that, okay? Having the introduction of Toby and Andrew inside Ned's grandma freaking living room, okay. The story choice to just randomly give Ned powers so that could happen. Toby Maguire not having an actual interaction with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. Also, Tom Holland not wearing this suit in the final battle, but instead that integrated gold suit. Ugh. There's little flaws in there that piss me off, and there's also the thing, since I'm not watching it with a crowd, there are those awkward pauses in between the hype moments where the movie's like, people are going to be clapping and cheering, so we need like 5 seconds of silence. Those stand out a lot now in rewatch. So I think I think those flaws are evident in there, but I still just love this movie so much for what it was able to do, and just bringing back Toby. It was nice. Oh, bro, forgot the Thunderbolts. I did forget the Thunderbolts, didn't I? Okay, so I have to mention that one. Sorry about that. Thank you for catching that, guys. I'm over here forgetting about that. Um, so that's where I'd place No Way Home. If I'm thinking about Thunderbolts, Jesus, where would I? This just completely ruined everything I was thinking. Um, where would I put Thunderbolts? Honestly, if I'm being honest, above Deadpool and Wolverine. No, am I? Oh, this is where I kind of have Thunderbolts. This is kind of where I would put it. I'm caught in between. Because again, Thunderbolts is another thing, kind of like with the Shang-Chi, where it's a reminder of the way the MCU used to be. Of It's almost like a Avengers, the original Avengers movie. Whatchamacallit, where it reminds you again of, like, you have these unique characters, they all came from separate projects and they come together, and it's such a fun movie because of that. Except the build up to a lot of these people were a pain through get through, with the Black Widow movie or the Falcon and Winter Soldier Disney Plus show, right? Or Ant-Man the Wasp. What an odd area to have these characters be introduced and eventually form together. But the movie actually works, and they also took the time to focus on the story and the characters, deal with some heavy topics about depression, feeling alone. I thought, again, story and drama like that will kind of always overtake it. Not to put Deadpool and Wolverine in a bad place. I know some people are going to be like, no, I don't know. I think that, but Deadpool and Wolverine, it's just a fun movie. It's fun, but I do think good storytelling, strong characters, that will sometimes overtake just a fun blockbustery time. You know, there's nothing wrong with a fun blockbustery time, but I strive for more of this in the MCU as opposed to what got here. And again, Thunderbolts, if you take away the post-credit scene of Thunderbolts, it has no cameos, it has no giant Easter eggs or big references or moments like that. That only happens when the post-credit scene hits. And it was just nice to get a movie that didn't have to rely on that stuff and also balance the jokes and whatnot in there. So that's where I put Thunderbolts. Sorry about that, guys. I totally ruined that train of thought there. And yeah, I'm putting Guardians number one. I still think Guardians is the best MCU movie post Endgame. That was a film that just it cemented the trilogy really well. Had me bawling like a baby to the rocket stuff. Kind of heavy handed in there, but it was just solid. It was really great. I don't even know what other great things I could say about it. I'm glad that we had one trilogy of characters that were seemingly untouched by the overall universe. Obviously, they had to deal with the Gamora stuff, but I even thought James Gunn handled that well. Okay, if I'm being honest, this is my list. This is it. Now I'm curious your reaction and whether you agree or disagree on this. Let me see what people said. Uh, 3, yep, Sublime. Guardians 3 is top tier. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so people are agreeing with me that this seems right. Yeah, made me cry. Guardians is the best. Nah, Unk messed up. I mean, right now, if you guys want to put your top 5, I'll happily put them on the screen just to get an idea of what other people have it on there. So I have a nah and a W list back to back. So this is divisive. This is divisive. Some people are saying L tier list. Make a poll on there. Make a poll. How can I make? Let me see. I know I can make a poll, but how many? Whatchamacallit? How many movies could I even put on there? I'm gonna put my top 5, and then I'll see where you guys put in there. So let me see if I can get a poll started. Then we do that. Let me see here. Let's add a poll. Okay, start a poll. Okay, so let's see. Add option. Oh, it only adds. Let me add 4 options. Okay, so let's do. So I do Guardians. Can't spell Guardians. How do you spell Gar? Sorry, guys. Guardians 3. Then I had No Way Home, and then I had Wakanda Forever. And then I had Shang-Chi on there. Shang-Chi. Maybe I'll do two tier lists on there. Okay, so there's the first one going up now, and I'm gonna add a second poll. Could I add 2 polls at the same time? Is that even possible? Oh no, I can't add 2 polls. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what you guys say here in a second. But that's how I feel. This is my list. So let's view it out. Let's view it out. Let's see here what we got. A view list. Where do I even put that? Save. I can't believe I just skipped over Thunderbolts like that. Such an idiot. Okay. Um that's how I see this. And I got a W list. It's a great list on there. That's how I see it through. Let me see if I can start another one. Looking at the poll right now. Yeah, people are agreeing. Guardians first, and then No Way Home second. It looks like Shang-Chi and Wakanda Forever right now are still there. I'm curious where some of y'all put it on there. I'm gonna look through some of these polls that you guys have up right now. Oh, not end poll. No, I accidentally hit end poll. Whatever. Let me see. Here's some good ones that I'm seeing. Let me rank. Let me go with your guys' tier list. So one right now we have someone said number 1 Thunderbolts. Wow, No Way Home, Deadpool, Wolverine, Guardians. Okay, wow, that could just be recency bias, but hey, I trust you. I trust you. Guardians 3, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Black Panther 2, Thunderbolts, and Shang-Chi. That's a solid list. That's another one with the Guardians at the top. No Way Home, Thunderbolts, Deadpool, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, okay, that seems right. That seems right. Let's see here. Thunderbolts, Black Panther, Deadpool, Wolverine, No Way Home, and Guardians 3. Yeah, I think most people are agreeing. Guardians 3 is number 1. Guardians 3 is actually the best movie post Endgame, but whatever. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah. So we have a No Way Home number 1 here. Thunderbolts on there. So at least we agree Thunderbolts cracked the top 5 out of the 14 films. So I think that's a pretty big deal that Thunderbolts has cracked the top 5 since then. Thunderbolts there as in there. Yeah, No Way Home. I think I'm definitely being biased with the No Way Home so high up there. I'm thinking about some of the flaws and things about that movie, but it's my Spider-Man bias that's keeping me having it that high up there. But no, Thunderbolts really good on there. So I can even see it sometimes overtaking Shang-Chi. If I'm being honest, I could be flipping Thunderbolts and Shang-Chi back and back. So yeah, good stuff in there. Hopefully y'all like that. Let's see. We have a read here says No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Guardians 3, and Deadpool Wolverine. Oh, that's a good, great list. Guardians, no matter what. Yeah, good stuff in there. So that's my list, guys. I hope y'all like that. Thank you for dealing with that. And sorry for the mess up, and thank y'all for catching that. Okay. Now's the part of the review or the stream, I mean, where we go into your live viewer submitted questions and get to talking about some of the things you guys want to talk about. So let me go ahead and get that pulled up here. Let's start off from the break. Oh, geez, why did it do that? It did the thing again. Um, Let me pull it up, guys. I hate when it does this. It does the thing where some of the super chats now are not showing up. That's not fun. That's not fun. So let me see. Open frame and new tab. And let me see if I can just get this going and have it right there. Okay. So let me see if I could do that. Apologies, my friends. Apologies. Okay. Share screen and get this window open. Can we do it? Can we do it? Okay. There we go. So sorry about that. We're going to have to. I think I'm going to have to go with the other way. Oh, geez. Sorry. Okay, maybe that's how we'll have to do it. Very fun way to view super chat questions up there. So, let me see if I can get this right. Jesus, man, it's technical difficulties. How does some people do this? John Campia, come help me. Come help me, John. Okay, there we go. Just until I get to some to these other super chats that have not been placed onto the list. So, geez. Okay. We have here from Michael Tomsick, who says, what Michael Bay film delivers the best Bayhem? Honestly, I like Pain and Gain a lot. I know that's a movie that doesn't get a lot of love because of the real life story it's attached to, but I would say Pain and Gain. I like Pain and Gain. I Love Movies says, bro, what weapons look like weapons looks like it's gonna be the scariest movie. Also, one quick shot from the trailer reminded me of Long Legs. Weapons easily becoming one of my most anticipated movies of this year, horror wise. I cannot wait to see the craziness in that movie and why a lot of people really wanted that script in Hollywood because it sold for a big price. The Muffin Boy says, what are your thoughts on the Jeremy Renner declining to return as Hawkeye season 2? Yeah, that was a topic in today's stream. We discussed it there, and I totally respect him, and he's every right to do that. I just wonder if some of the declining views, them holding back on spending so much each season of the TV shows, and maybe he had a lesser part, was a factor in all that. Not necessarily because of his accident or that they just don't like him anymore. I Love Movies says, have you ever watched Velocipaster? I have not, and I have no plans to. I've seen the posters, and that thing looks cray. Okay. Could that mystery actor that they were trying to hide on the Fantastic Four set be the new Black Panther? We haven't heard anything since. Yeah, I remember. If you guys remember, there was like a photo of some mystery actor. It kind of looked like Tom Hiddleston, just body wise, and people even matched up the shoes and pants to something Tom Hiddleston wore before. Maybe I don't think it'll be the Black Panther though. I don't think so, but I hope we get introduced to the new Black Panther come Doomsday or Secret Wars because I really would like to see the kid T'Challa grow up. I Love Movie says GTA 6 got delayed to May 2026. We're really about to get 3 Avatar movies before this game. Honestly, that is kind of crazy to think about, especially when one Avatar movie took like 10 years to make. That is crazy. Elliot says, I think I asked this before, but not sure if I did. What is the overall opinion on Jurassic World Rebirth from everyone? I think everyone's also excited. I think everyone's also looking forward to it as I am. We have here, hey 3C, how was Disneyland and what did you do there? Oh yeah, so I went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida because apparently I went when I was a kid, but I have very little memory of it, and so I just wanted to go again as an adult, and my lady also had never gone before, and it was just kind of like our little vacation to celebrate our engagement together and do that. So let me find a picture where I'm not gonna accidentally dox myself, because if you were here last stream, accidentally doxed my own dad. That's what happened. Yeah. I still can't believe that, but no, we had fun and whatnot. Let me see if I can pull up this photo. Where is it? What the heck? What the hell, it should be in there. I'm trying to pull it up. What the hell, Barry? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's just not gonna pull up. Oh, I already did that one. Why won't it? Oh, it's because it's a live photo. Why I hate this. I hate everything about stuff like this, man. Let me just screenshot it and then I'll use it. That way you guys can get me with who you say I am. I was surprised when I got to the park because they had a statue of me there, and I was like, "What? I didn't approve this, Disney. You gotta pay me my royalties, there, buddy. Right here. Here you go. Do something funny with that on the Reddit. That's me and me standing next to me. Have you ever seen the 3C in shorts? Well, now you have, buddy. Now you have. Enjoy that. Screenshot that. Marry that. Good stuff on there. Good stuff. But no, I had fun. It was just nice, and uh it was good to do. Yanni says, what tips would you give to an upcoming YouTube creator who reviews movies and reacts to trailers? My big tip would be don't just review movies and react to trailers. You have to do a lot more than that because there's a lot of people in the space now, a lot, especially because of short form content. As much as I'd hate to say it, because then it would be tipping into my space and you in my territory, I'll take you down, Yanni. But movie news or just relevant topics of what's happening. It doesn't have to be movie news, but right now everybody's talking about Thunderbolts, so you would probably make some sort of Marvel related thing, whether it's like a theory video or an opinion or some sort of Easter egg from that. Just relevant because that's probably what people are searching right now. And I would lean into short form content, whether YouTube Shorts or TikTok, because those have the algorithm to find the audience. While posting regular YouTube videos right now is harder to grow because you have to hope that someone's searching for it and you have to hope that you're in the top results so that someone will click on, which is just kind of hard to do. Lewis Clark says, saw Sinners for a second time and love it. Also really like the mid-credit scene of how it doesn't feel like a setup, but rather an epilogue. Agree. I love that. And I'm glad also that they're going to bring it back after Thunderbolts. I saw that they removed all the Sinner screenings because of Thunderbolts, but they're bringing it back next week. And I think I'm definitely going to go again to go watch it because I want to see it one last time on the big screen. Isaiah says, have you ever thought about posting your unedited videos on Nebula? That way you can select videos on there and you can play music on or show scenes from movies. I actually saw this super chat before I started and I was like, what is Nebula? So I looked into it and I guess it's like another YouTube, but you don't have to worry about the copyright stuff. I guess, but I don't know what the monetization benefits of that would be and the extra time to add in that kind of stuff. And yeah. So I'll keep looking into it. Maybe I didn't get to research it enough, so I'll look into it. Everything I watch says everything I watch one of your breakdowns for a movie I'm excited for. I somehow get excited for it, like for example, Fantastic Four. I'm surprised you're not excited for Fantastic Four, Elliot. That movie got me very excited. But hey, glad my videos can help you do that though. What can Disney do to make Star Wars better or for this new trilogy? Honestly, what Star Wars could do is just put out a pleasing movie. It doesn't even have to please the real diehard cultist Star Wars fans that just kind of hate everything right now. One really good movie can just completely change the topic of conversation in Star Wars. And I just don't think they've had a really good movie since what? Rogue One or Force Awakens. Those were the last like universally loved Star Wars movies. So hopefully, whatever this Ryan Gosling one or whatever movie they are making, whether it's the Ray Solo movie, it just has to be good. Or the Mandalorian film, just as long as it's good, entertaining, I think the crowds will be there to check out the movie and hype it up. We have here one that says, did you hear the Powerpuff Girls being in development, not production by the original creators? I did see that, but I don't think it's live action. I think it's just another cartoon show, which is great. But I think my time of watching Powerpuff Girls is done. I did like that when I was a kid, though. Y'all want the Reddit? Let me at least catch up with these super chats that didn't get in, and then we could go to the Reddit. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. What movies do you think will be the movie that people don't like at first, then end up loving it, excluding movies that came out already? Let's see. What movies that people don't like at first, then end up loving? Oh, definitely. What's the movie? Oh, Woman in Black. The Woman in Black, or The Woman in the Yard. There we go. The Woman in the Yard. That's going to be a movie that's going to be reanalyzed, relooked at years later, and people are going to love it, even though right now it's got terrible audience and critic score. I think that's definitely going to be one. I'm very excited for Jurassic World Rebirth. What scenes are you excited to see in the movie? Like example, the river raft scene from the novella. I'm excited for that scene where the freaking beast is in the red lights and it's about to munch on a guy. I want to see that. Other than that, man, I'm just waiting to see some more terror in that universe. See people get eaten. I miss that in the universe. The last best heist movie was Takers, dude. Takers was an all-timer. That was a pretty good cast, but best heist movie since then? It's been a while since we've gotten a really good heist movie. I love a good heist film. I would say Ocean's 8. I liked Ocean's 8. I thought that was a fine movie. Isaiah says, I should have said, what would you want the next Star Wars trilogy to be? Honestly, I would want Rian Johnson to do his trilogy. I thought what he did in Last Jedi was actually bold, was actually interesting. I get some of the complaints, but I think he was actually headed in a fascinating direction for Star Wars and was trying to actually elevate the franchise and do something new. So I would have loved to have seen his trilogy, but it sucks that it might not happen now. Isaiah says, did you hear rumors that Carla may have a cameo by pushing Jennifer's character to help the teens? And I Know What You Did Last Summer. I did not. I would like that, though. I would like that. We're finally catching up, guys. We're almost caught up. And I said, and yes, I do speak French. I love that line. And yes, I do speak French. Jim Carrey, you classic man. The Muffin Boy says, pick one. Ryan Coogler directs Blade or Black Panther 3. I want him to finish Black Panther 3. I like Blade, but I just saw him do Blade in Sinners, or a better version of Blade, I guess, or somewhat version of Blade, just because it includes vampires. So I would like to just see him finish Black Panther 3. Okay, finally caught up with the super chats. I hate how that it does that. It somehow disappears them. So we could take a quick Reddit break because I see some of y'all were in the chat wanting that to happen. So let me go. Let me see if I can pick one. Oh, there we go. We did it here. Oh, geez, the wrong one, guys. Stop share screen, and there we go. All right, there we go. This is the one. Well, I probably maybe should have left it on the audio one, but whatever. We're not gonna do no audio ones. Hope you react on stream. He please with love. Concept for what I want the MCU to be. Okay, so this would be your timeline. Doomsday, Spider-Verse, World War Hulk. I would love that. Doctor Strange 3, Secret Wars, Fantastic Four 2. I'm curious what Fantastic Four 2 is gonna look like, knowing that the Fantastic Four are in their own Earth. And if they come into our Earth and stay, it'd be so crazy to just have a sequel be them on a new Earth doing another mission. Shang-Chi 2, I really want Shang-Chi 2. I remember they copyrighted the title Shang-Chi and the Wreckage of Time, meaning it looks like Shang-Chi was going to be a time travel movie. I wonder what it's going to be now. A new Black Panther trilogy, I think they definitely need to do that, especially with T'Challa's son. So yes, I like that idea. Brand New Day, X-Men, yep. The Hulk, just the Hulk. Okay. Fantastic Four, Daredevil, a movie or a show? I hope a movie at this point. Shang-Chi 3, yeah, I'm sure there'll be some more surprises in there, but not bad. Not a bad list, my friend. Let me go to the hot, see what's hot on the Reddit, because that's where we get to the juicy stuff. Let's go. We have the cast members there. Cast members again. Yeah, I love to laugh. Why you got to make fun of my laugh? I already get a lot of people that make fun of my life in real life. I get it from my mom. I'm not even kidding. I laugh exactly the way my mom does. She also has the really loud cackling laugh. I just inherited it, and it is natural. I swear I'm not forcing it. I get comments all the time with, stop the forced laugh. That's just my real laugh, y'all. Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. It's me. That's my laugh, man. I don't think it's like as bad as the Seth Rogen laugh. I think it's just my laugh. It be me, dog. It be me. That's how I say it. It be me, dog. It be me. So it said no audio? Really? Oh, dang. I just played that whole thing with no audio. Jeez Louise, man. This is why I hate the screen share thing on this thing. I need to look for a different software to stream because now I'm having too many issues. Okay, there we go. Do y'all really want to hear that again?
Godzilla Burger con
What this is?
Godzilla Burger con triple.
Doggy Do Karate with those. Oh yeah, someone's asking you use OBS. No, I use a software called StreamYard, and I like it because it allows me to pull up the chats that you guys have. So like if you guys say something in the regular or the super chat, I can pull it up. Your username is there, your profile is there. I don't know how to do that on OBS. There isn't really like a method to do that, so that's why I don't use OBS to stream. But you know, sometimes StreamYard just acts up, like it just makes super chats disappear after like an hour, which, you know, after if I take too long with the topics, they disappear. And if I want to like show you audio of a video or a browser, I have to switch it on here. So that's kind of lame, but I don't know. I'll look into different options. If you guys have something else, Streamlabs is good. Okay. I'm on Mac software, so hopefully Streamlabs works, but there you go. Some insight baseball to what I do. The Red Gooner. Don't catch me with a popcorn bucket. I had to stop the audio there. I'll get copy strike. I hope that's how he comes into Avengers Doomsday. Who could save us? Who is going to fight him? Good stuff. Oh yeah, there was this Lego piece for the Fantastic Four that ended up getting revealed. I do like how we might get Reed with them big stretchy legs, but it's fantastic. Say that again. Say that again. Bro forgot us. I didn't forget y'all. I'm right here, homie. I'm right here. I don't forget y'all. 3C Reddit at time. What the hell? I don't even know what this means. New Rockstars is getting crazy. Thunderbolts breakdown. That's my shadow if it landed. I wonder what my traumatic thing in the void would have been. That would be a good edit for the Reddit. It's Chris in the void. Was it the time my butt crack got shown on screen? The time I accidentally doxed my dad's phone number? What's another? The time I told the Shamik story? So much stuff to be traumatized with. John Watts for the Sonic universe. I have noticed, putting whatever this Reddit is on aside, John Watts is still showing up to every premiere at Marvel. He was at Deadpool Wolverine, where I got to talk to him and became best friends with him, but he was also at the Thunderbolts. I feel like John Watts is going to be announced for another movie in the MCU pretty soon here. I wonder what that'll be. What the heck? 3C Morgan? What even is that? Let's see here. It said $300 spent. You spent $300 on Sita Chucky? Oh, you need Chucky to goon on you, man. Because that's what he does in that movie. This is the film where we saw Chucky gooning, and you just paid $300 for that? I don't know, man. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. But I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know the VH quality of that scene where Tiffany just goes. Yes, that was a wild movie. R.I.P. to this actress. Yes, Lar Park Lincoln. Unfortunately, passed away. Oh my goodness, what's this? 3C Films, the so-called Spider-Man fan. Oh my goodness, is it because I said Felicia Harding or Felicity Jones? No wait, Selena Kyle. Selena Kyle. I said Selena Kyle. That's Catwoman. My goodness. Or Selena Kyle. Black. No wait, Selena Kyle. The other one. Felicia Jones. There we go. Sorry, got my cat ladies confused. That's an actress, Chris. What are you doing? What is Black Cat's name? Felicity Harding. I still said it wrong. Felicity Harding. I said Felicia Harding. It ain't no Felicia, Chris. Oh. La lava. Chicken. Steve lava chicken. Yes, tasty as hell. Ooh, Mamacita, now you're ringing the bell. Crispy and juicy, now you're having a smell. It's a lava time. I think I got 80% of the lyrics right. I think so. Whoa, what is this? Me and bro, 2 tickets for Beyond the Spider-Verse. What is happening here? Okay, so one, why did I piss my pants? Why do I have just a long pee stain in the middle there? Why did I dye my hair gold? I do like the gold goatee. I feel like that would work. Okay. I'm rocking it. I'm doing something with this. I don't know what movie I'm watching, but I'm enjoying it. Donkey Kong, Jausi. Oh no! I came in for the red lights, and I got the red dragon. I am so lonely. The other masseuses, they fear me. What else does he say in that scene? I just want to rub backs with oil. I am so lonely. Stand ready for my massage, worm. Conquest. He's gonna conquer me. What is this? Oh. Yo, 3C Goat, check out the trailer for Dexter Resurrection. You're the GOAT. Okay, I'll definitely have to check it out. I don't want to get copyrighted, but that smile is very devious. Very devious. Let's see. Oh yeah, out of context spoilers for Thunderbolts. Let me see. I gotta be honest, I don't know about the cucumber. I don't know where the cucumber fits in. Everything else, pretty true. Pretty true. Yep. Yeah, very good context there. Oh, Jeff, my arch nemesis. I can't believe I admitted my hate. Oh, you're right. I do remember now. Cucumber. I do remember now. You're right. The sneeze. Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey. All right, what else we got? What is your robe, Mr. Parker? It was a stinky. But these are my superhero clothes. They look expensive. Yes. Oh, bro thinks he's Chris. Oh, come on, leave him alone. I did not create that style of thumbnail. If anything, I stole it from Chris Stuckman, the other Chris. That thumbnail format has been around. It's not his fault. What's it? Mobius or Morbius? Oh, this is what Scott Summers' Snapchat stories look like. Just chilling in the mansion. Tapping Jean Grey later. What y'all up to? Good stuff. Good stuff. What is okay? Why is this the trend to give me blonde hair and a goatee? The Hooters. Hooters is actually closed in Dallas now. I cannot go to Hoot and see Turs. Is that what I see at Hooters? I did like their wings though. I did like their wings. Orale, Hood Chris is back. Hey fool, you go see the Thunderbolts? That shit was good, I say. Made me think about life and being sad. I think you'd like it. There you go. Hood Chris strikes again. He only said Spider-Man doesn't appear in Doomsday. What the heck? What is a cow? I don't get the cow metaphor, man. He's only said Spider-Man doesn't appear in Doomsday. And you thought Photoshop him with bullshit? Oh, is that what we're saying? Bullshit. I get it now. I get it. Someone said you skipped me. I'm just going down the list, my friend. Oh, dude, I have to take a photo with this. I hope I find that in my local theater. One day I want to do a video on theater standees because there's a lot of fun ones. I gotta remember to do that. Oh, the Superman bulge in full swing. Very nice. Very good. Geoffrey, I hate this. Well, look at him twitching. He knows I'm talking smack. What did that fat boy say about me? No toy discount for him. Good stuff, Biggie Films. Oh, good stuff, Biggie Films. I got to get to Biggie Films. I think that's it. This is a beard too. What the heck? I think this is where we end it. I'm for some reason in a game. Okay. This is where we end. Oh yeah, I can't tell if this is photoshopped or not. But I'm not gonna lie, that does kind of look like me in a wig. I also read the comments that someone said it looks like Chucky, and that actually hurt my feelings a little bit too. But like a quick look, you would think that's me in a wig. That's me. Oh man, I can't. Oh, okay. My new profile pic isn't that bad. You know what it reminds me of? That meme I'm saying this about my own photo. Let me see. Blue eyes meme. This is literally what I think it looks like. Let me see if I can pull it up. So this is the photo, right? And then this is the blue eyes meme. That's what I think it looks exactly like. If you guys don't know this meme, this is like what people use when people with really blue eyes are like taking photos and it's just like scary. It's just like, okay, we see them, close them blue eyes. All right. Like, so he's like the blue eyes meme, right? But I feel like when I look at this is what I was trying to do in my photo. I tried. Okay. I don't know how to naturally smile for a picture. That's why my thumbnails always look weird. Oh yes, the Rizzler. He is a fan of the channel. I have to find a way. Oh, I'm gonna, hide that for a sec. I have to find out if I can collab with the Rizzler. He is a fan. He follows me on TikTok. You know what? It would be a dream if I can do my popcorn bucket ranking video with the Rizzler. That's the goal for the end of the year. Rizzler, if you're out there, man, if you want to be part of the popcorn bucket ranking, you let me, man. You let me know. We can make it happen. You can do the Riz scale. This popcorn bucket's Rizzy. This popcorn bucket Drizzy. We'll figure it out, Rizzler. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. He got to be on the red carpet. Good for him. Good for him. I saw he had a Fortnite birthday party. That's actually kind of awesome. I want a Fortnite birthday party. Okay, here's some random 3C clips. Let's see how far to go to embarrass me. Super chat only because you sent in a super chat. For why I'm about to have to do. I have a pair of dice, and with this dice, I determine your fate. Oh, do not get trapped by the jerker. You don't want to catch him on a bad night. I like this place. My butt cheeks clenched so hard, I swear I took away some of the air in the room. People died that day. Who has the best costume out of this all, okay? Not who is the better looking Spider-Woman. We are going to be respectful here. We're going to be gentlemen, all right? As much as we want to bark. Did I bark? I don't even remember that. That's too much. I'm dead. Okay. Who's this old Santa? I forgot he played Santa. I can't wait for the sequel to that movie. I feel like that's going to be fun. Yeah, the Matt Pat said he looks like this guy, but he's not actually in the movie, guys. And again, that's just what made it refreshing. Oh, that it was a movie. I did see that. Thunderbolts! I'm still. Thank you, Reed, for that. All right, guys. I think this is where we continue on talking with the super chatty chats. That was fun. That was good. But let's continue on with the super chatty chats. Thank you again for making the Reddit actually fun and interesting and not just a bunch of goon jokes. Okay, that's where I like the Reddit to be. It's actually funny and interesting. Okay, a man can only goon so much. There we go. All right, let's get to start. Oh, I did it again. I hate this software. This software pisses me off. I'm not going to. Is that the right one? Yes, it is the right one. Okay, there we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's get into these super chats. Okay, so breaking news: Kevin Feige has confirmed that you watching this stream will return for Avengers Doomsday. I would love to have a cameo in the MCU. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would be very happy. I would like to cameo as just Red Guardian's assistant. I think that'd be fun. Or maybe his long lost son. I can do Russian accent. Accent do Russian in you. I just tricked you there. All right. Ray Jackson Media says, I hope you had a nice vacation. Any stories, man? No crazy stories. Okay, I will say this. Man, this is and this is me being aware this is a champagne problem and all that. But so I paid to go to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, right? I don't know if you guys know that. Went to the Animal Kingdom Lodge. That's where I stayed at Disney. And again, I've never thought I'd ever stay at one of these resorts and hotels because growing up, parents just could not afford that kind of stuff. In fact, this is exactly what my room looked like. In fact, if you watch my TikTok of my what I thought about the Weapons trailer, I did the video right here, sitting in this chair with those curtains in the back, right? But the reason I decided to go to this hotel because it's one of those it has the animals right outside the window, and I just thought that was so cool. If you don't know, you could stay and just look out your window. You could see a giraffe, you could see an animal, you could, I don't know, there's zebras, there's all these kind of things out there. And my lady's a big animal lover, and so I was like, oh, she's gonna love that too. And so, of course, Chris gets the one room where animals just decided, I don't want to show up. I'm not gonna be there. And so the 3.5 days we were there, we saw like 2 animals. And I don't even know what kind of animal it was. It was not a zebra, it was not a giraffe, it was like a brown thing. I saw 2 brown things at the expensive Disney Animal Kingdom hotel. Every morning I wake up, oh, what we got outside the grass, trees, and a brown thing. Again, I realize it's a champagne problem. It's all that. And they even tell you when you buy the hotels, like the animals are unpredictable. Some days you might get something, some days you might get not. But I was hoping I'd at least wake up to a giraffe out my window, a zebra, something, homie. But no, I got a whole bunch of nada. So I basically paid to look at some grass and trees. I'll also tell you, that hotel, the walls are thin. All right. Every morning, 6 a.m., no doubt I heard a kid screaming. Hopefully they were okay. I wasn't going to bother to check, but it'd be 6 a.m. and I'd hear, ah, Mom, I want to go. Get up. Change your clothes. Dude. I even had one neighbor that just thought, I'm going to blast the weekend at 7 a.m. And I was like, it's a good song, buddy, but I need you to calm down because I'm still trying to get some sleep. So overall though, it was still a fun time. But if I'm also being honest, I'm being real honest with you guys. As much as I like Disney and I appreciate a lot of stuff there, I think I'm more of a Universal guy. I just think I like Universal a lot more. There's some rides at Disney I can't believe are rides, you know. They have things like let's see here. They have things like what's it, the Small World ride. And I'm like, how is this a ride? It's just like I love the messaging and all that, but all it is just it's a small world after all, just playing on a loop for 5 minutes straight, and you're just seeing little things go. I don't know, man. That was that, but I get it. Some people's childhood. What was another one? It was the where I was just like, how is this a ride? Where like the Epcot ball? I was kind of hyped for the Epcot ball. I was like, what's inside that ball? Let me see the inside the Epcot ball. And I was kind of disappointed. It was just like it was a history lesson. It was just, hey, we went from writing on paper to coding machines. Exit to the left and buy a corn dog. I don't know. I'm being very ungrateful and stuff, but I think it's kind of funny some of the things that they managed to make a ride, and I'm just like, I think I'd rather be on a Transformer ride right now. Even the Fast and Furious, they had a Kong ride where I had to see like a freaking 100-foot King Kong animatronic. That thing is scary. I don't know. Again, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride was dope though. In fact, here I'll pull up some of my photos because those I did make some really awful faces on those rides, and I think that was just funny. So let me pull up some of those photos right there. And again, not being a hater, I totally see it, but I do think I'm not going back to Disney until I have kids of my own. I think that's when I'll enjoy Disney best because it's just a lot of stuff for kids. And one thing that was also kind of amazing and cool about going there is so many languages. I swear, like I was waiting in line or I would be going through the crowds. Portuguese, Italian, freaking, I don't know, some languages I don't even know where they're from. Like there was literally people from all corners of the globe there, and I thought that was just kind of awesome, and it made sense again why they have such a big theme of how do I say it, of respecting all the other countries and whatnot there. Because I was like, dude, it's people from everywhere just come here. I don't remember doing that at when I go to like Universal or whatnot. Sorry, I'm trying to pick out all the ride photos I had because those are the ones where I was like, what am I doing? All right, almost there. I had that one. I had that one. I do have my one where I was on on that. Let me see, Chris. Come on, man. Come on. I just sorry, a lot of dead air here. A lot of dead air here. Just give me 2 seconds because some of these photos, I was like, what was I doing on that ride? Even the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, I was like, what the heck happened to me? Oh, but dude, the Haunted Mansion ride did me dirty. The Haunted Mansion ride, I could not figure out where they were taking that photo. And these photos are going to live on the Reddit for a while. I could just tell. These these photos are going to live on the Reddit for a while. Okay. And be kind to my lady. She's on these videos too. It was hot and sweaty. We were all having a time in the sun. I'm trusting you, my beautiful people, with these photos. Okay. Let's see. Who would I open these with? Just open them all. Okay, there we go. Now I can go through them with you, and you can see some of my photos on these things. Okay. Remove. Stop screen share. Share screen. Okay, let's do this, homies. Let's do this. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, I just zoomed in on my lady. Let's go back. There we go. Okay, so that was us on the blaster. You can see I am locked in, and of course, I scored the most points during that time. I was the score maker. All right, so let's see here. Okay. I'm kind of sunburned too, and your boy did not wear any sunscreen, so I apologize for that. But okay, let me pull that up. Okay, so here we have. So there we go, and then here's me on Tron. Dude, Tron, I was hyped. Tron, I was like, let's freaking go, dude. Yeah. Dude, that was crazy. I like the Tron ride a lot. That was wild. My lady, she's such a trooper because she knows how much I like these roller coaster rides, and she's just kind of like, okay, I'll get on it for you. And dude, I was like, let's go. This ride did me dirty. What was this photo? I look like I got caught eating out of the cookie jar. Like, oh, I thought everyone was asleep. I thought everyone was tired. This one did not do me any favors, okay? I look like I'm trying to get into the pantry. This one, okay, Haunted Mansion. We went through the ride twice. Here, let me pull up the photo because that did happen to us at Haunted Mansion. The Haunted Mansion ride broke down on us. We had to be escorted off the ride. Let me see if I can pull out the photos of us just standing in line and having to go through it. This is probably not allowed in the Disney households, but this is another one. Let me see if I can pull it up. The Haunted Mansion ride broke down, and we sat there in the darkness for like 10 minutes, and then they eventually just turned on all the lights, and then we had to be escorted off, and it was so weird. We had to walk through everything we just went through in the ride, and there were people that were like, no photos, no nothing. Da, da, da. Oh, dang, it's not working. Let me just pull it up here. Hopefully I don't dox anything about myself. But so like here was like the Haunted Mansion ride in the light. It's just there. We're all just sitting there staring at all the magic going away. Let me see if I can find the thing. We were just sitting there. And then we had to walk through the actual ride. This is me walking in line as we're all being escorted. You can see on the other side of this photo all the pods that you're supposed to sit in, and we're just being walked through the whole thing. This is the line to get out. We're all just there like, okay, we're waiting. So it's nice. But anyways, I'm saying this because we rode the ride a second time, and we were trying to look for where the camera was so we could take a good photo, and we ended up not looking at the right spot. And this is the photo we took. I'm like, I like, so here we go. Oh, this is me. This is us trying to look for the camera, and we couldn't find it. I don't get what I was looking at. We were just like, hey, I look just so high. I'm like, huh? So there was that photo. The other thing about this also, this one I got to lock in. This one I locked in. Pirates of the Caribbean, I was locked in. I said, Jack Sparrow, my old friend. How are you doing, Jack Sparrow? All right, there, see? I mogged on that ride. I ain't going to find anybody else mogging like me. Oh, man, they were kind of mogging. If I'm looking at the front people, they were mogging. These were the Disney professionals. They knew when it was coming. I was just looking at Jack Sparrow, the animatronic. Let me see here what I have here. Oh yeah, Tiana's Bayou, dude, that caught me by surprise. She did not. She was like, "Oh no," that one caught me by surprise. Tiana's Bayou was good. I like Tiana's Bayou. I had fun there. Very good. We had her beignets afterwards too. Very delicious. Very good. This was what is this? Expedition Everest. I also like this in my Spider-Man T-shirt. Yeah, this was pretty good. We liked that one. And then this is the dinosaur ride is the scariest ride in Disney. I was shocked how terrifying this ride was. And there's again little kids there, little children there. Dude, that ride was terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what the heck? Oh man. I think that's it for the photos I have. Let me see if I had anything else. Oh, I just had this, but I don't know how to pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see, stop, remove share. This is just the video of me at the whatchamacallit, at the Tower of Terror, I believe it's what it's called. Okay, so this is the Tower of Terror. They send you this little video and whatnot. Right here. I'm happy. I look good. I look fine. We had the kid was crying. He was so unhappy. I didn't even react. I was just like, oh, cool. They didn't do that video good. Just I lock in at the last second. Oh, good stuff there. So there we go. It's like showing my family photos of my vacation. I hope you guys enjoyed that and that wasn't weird. That's just how much I love you guys. I just want to show you what you helped me be able to do in life. I would not be able to do and have these trips without you. So thank you. I owe you those photos, I guess. Let me go into back to what was it? Okay, there we go. So there we go. That's my ride. Did you? Oh, I did do Muppet Vision, and I very much loved Muppet Vision. I think Muppet Vision was very nice. I always loved the Muppets, and it's so sad they're getting rid of that ride. I heard. Okay, let's continue on. Where was I? Jaws is coming out with a popcorn bucket. I did see that, and it was pretty cool. We did talk about the Juicy. Very nice. Just finished Thunderbolts. It was awesome. It was fire post-credit scene. Fire post-credit scene, and spoiler review is up. If you guys want to talk spoilers on Thunderbolts, check out the spoiler review on the video on the channel. Shorter than critical. That's pretty short. How was Ratatouille at 6:40 on Tuesday at Epcot? Is that the time I wrote it? Is that it? Why didn't you come say hi to me? I did ride Ratatouille. I don't know if that was the exact date and time, but I did ride that at that and there. You little stalker, you come say hi next time, buddy. King Destroyer 311 says, "Did you see the Rizzler meeting the Thunderbolts cast dressed as Red Guardian?" I did. I think that little guy's hilarious. The Muffin Boy says, thoughts 100 men versus 1 gorilla debate. I have seen this debate going around. I think it is the funniest debate ever. I love all the memes online. If I'm being honest with you, I was on the side of the gorilla would win, but I've seen a lot of like actual people who study gorillas and, actual intelligent people that know. And they've said that it would only take like 30 or 40 men to take down 1 gorilla. So if you think 100 of them, which is like twice that number, looks that. But I was on the side where I was like, a gorilla could probably do some damage. Gorilla's crazy. And all the memes and stuff about it, so funny. So funny. But as much as I thought gorillas, it looks like the answer is the men would win, which, hey, put me in there, 1 gorilla. I'm joining the gorilla. I'd be like, yes, I told you. I told them I don't like them. I like you, gorilla. That'd be me. Lewis Kirk says, da 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 da. Oh, yeah, Jaws theme in full swing. Director Arish says, hope I'm not rude, but you didn't comment on my take last Friday for directing a Jenna Ortega musical movie in IMAX 1x4. Have your thoughts on the concept idea? Well, I mean, I got to hear a little bit more than that, my friend. Jenna Ortega musical in IMAX? Okay, so far so good, but what is the plot? If it's like Jenna Ortega working in a poop factory, I don't know if that's a musical I want to watch. Jenna Ortega at the P Factory. You have my attention. You have my attention. Leighton Davenport says, Chris, what are you looking for most in Phase 6? Do you have a top 5? What even is Phase 6? What does that look like? Let me look that up. What does Phase 6 of Marvel look like? Marvel Phase 6 movies. Let's see here. What is the list? Is it okay, confirmed date. So right now the only confirmed ones is Fantastic Four, Doomsday, Secret Wars. The rest is we don't know. These are the rumored titles of the rest. So just out of the 3, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the 2 Avengers and Fantastic Four. Obviously, Spider-Man 4, I guess we would count that. That is confirmed by now. But these other movies, we don't have official. We know Doctor Strange and Black Panther 3 probably happening. Probably Fantastic Four and Spider-Man 4. And Black Panther 3, especially after what Ryan Coogler did with Sinners. Here is an idea for a cinematic universe. How about an anime cinematic universe that combines several anime franchises into one shared universe? That would be crazy. And haven't they tried to do that? Isn't there like a video game where there's like One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball? It could work, maybe. I actually don't think the anime fans are like that, though, where they want a shared universe. I think they like the uniqueness and difference in a lot of those universes. Starlick says, because you're in Texas, do you like Brahms? Oh, yes, dude. I love Brahms. I think Brahms is great. I've been to Brahms, like, I think 2 weeks ago. It's very delicious. I like Brahms. Jai sends in some support. Thank you so much. Jump Forces. Thank you. That's the name of the game. Jump Forces. King Destroyer 311 says, hey, Chris, have you not seen Thunderbolts? Have not seen Thunderbolts yet, but probably will this weekend. Also, don't know if it's a spoiler, but does Thunderbolts bring back classic Marvel intro? Yes and no. It does start kind of like the classic, but then it does a little twist. I honestly love the little twist. I liked it better than what Captain America did with the intro. But it looks like maybe that's the new thing with the Marvel movies is instead of having the unified logo coming in where it's like and all that. I love the logo, but if they want to make it slightly new and unique to each movie, I'm open to that idea. I'm open, but I wasn't crazy about the Brave New World intro. Kobe Omi says, Final Destination review before. Yes, I need to get to that and read if you're watching. I got to lock in this weekend. I got to get those movies, and it will be in 2 videos. The first 3 in one video, and then 4 and 5 in another video. It's let's get that done, just like the Wolverine video, right, guys? Just like the Wolverine video. Elliot says, crazy that Jaws is 50th anniversary. Any favorite moments or memories of watching the movie? I saw Jaws late in life. I saw it when I was like 20. I don't know why, especially because I love shark movies. But if anything, to me, growing up, my shark movie was Deep Blue Sea. That was my Jaws. I loved that film. And it's just crazy how many outrageous shark movies there are. But I like Jaws a lot. I mean, just seeing the big boat moment, anytime the animatronic shark comes out. I have no memory of the sequels, though. So one day I need to sit down and watch the sequels. I like the Jaws ride at Universal. Is that gone? Is that Jaws ride gone? I thought it was still there. I like that Jaws ride. Sadly, again, que rollo. Oh, okay. Here we go again, dude. I don't know. I'm starting to think you're one of my family members because I am getting laughed at for not being able to read these Spanish sentences when I promise you I speak and read Spanish. So dame un momento, mi amigo. Que rollo. Pelicón, ya te lo jalaste. Oh, hijo de la, ¿qué me dijiste, güey? ¿Qué rollo, Belicón? ¿Ya te lo jalaste? No, no me lo jalé, güey. Me lo quedo bien porque soy un niño de la iglesia. Esta vez sí lo hice bien. Esta vez sí lo hice bien. There you go. DJ Klefker says Jacob Tremblay as Spider-Man, Justin Min as Mr. Negative, Vin Diesel as Rhino. That'd be interesting. Will Poulter as Electro, John Cena as Sandman, Bill Hader as Giant Lizard, Ryan Gosling as Eddie Brock. These are some names. You're just picking out well-known people. Sure, why not, DJ? Let's do it. Let's do it. Karate Kick 4D says, I always thought Jurassic Park was a full-on horror franchise. You know, that's how I felt too. And I think that's why I love the third movie because it feels most like a horror movie. A lot of the elements of the first one do too, and the elements of the second one. But yeah, I'm glad that this new one is leaning back into those horror vibes, you know. But I think it's such a popular franchise as a family film, it can never lean too much into it, you know. But that's why I would like another Jurassic Park like series for like adults, you know. Joey Carroll says, "Who win in a fight, hybrids or mutant dinosaurs, or mutate dinosaurs?" Uh, I think hybrids, because by design, mutate dinosaurs are disabled dinosaurs, right? They're just like we read in the article for the D-Rex. It's a dinosaur with deformities. It's a mutated. Hybrids are meant to combine some of the best parts of other dinosaurs, just like the Indominus Rex, right? It was a combine of so many cool things, and that's what made it scary. So I would go with the hybrids, even though the hybrid lost to the T-Rex, right? So I don't know. Hybrid player says, "Hey Chris, love your videos. Have you seen Dexter '06 show? Would recommend." I am up to season 5. I need to finish and go back and watch 6 and 7. It definitely started kind of dipping for me in season 5, and I got distracted and started watching other things. But I do want to eventually get to it for when Dexter Resurrection comes out. On the way to 700K, how's the popcorn bucket room? It is messy. It is very messy, and it's still there. And my lady looks at it and goes, "A lot of popcorn buckets. We're not doing anything with them." And I said, "Hey, some of these buckets paid the rent. You be nice to these buckets." But it is getting ridiculous. King Daddy Goat says, "Chris, is that rated R rodent film ever happening?" It better, man. I'm getting scared that we have not gotten an update, that nothing has been moving forward. Maybe they're just focused on Mutant Mayhem, the sequel. But I hope so, man. No way you just announced an R-rated Ninja Turtle movie and it doesn't happen. It needs to happen. Scene Pulp says, "Tagged you in a fun TikTok made by Scene Pulp." Oh my goodness. And a fun TikTok. I don't know. Your guys' definition of fun is showing off my butt crack on the screen. So let me see what it is. Oh, I get it, it's me and then the word Gooner Bolt. Hilarious, my friend. Hilarious. Nairocon Music says, "Tu frente parece una nalga. Love from Puerto Rico." He just said, "My front looks like a butt." Is it a nice butt? Is a butt with a BBL? Lewis Kirk says, "Haley is great in Arcane series." Oh, she's a voice actor on it? I gotta listen. She's great in Spider-Verse. By the way, it's pronounced New Yorican. Oh, thank you. New Yorican music. Thank you. Tú también te pareces como nalga, güey. Okay. D Coro te says Thunderbolts MVC4. Thunderbolts in MVC4. Oh, Marvel Rivals? Capcom, Marvel versus Capcom 4. Oh, that's what you meant? I was Marvel Rivals. Sure. Let's do it. Yeah. I loved that game growing up. I would play that on the Dreamcast for some reason. I had that. Point Flash says, "A cinema I go to is screening Final Destination 1 and Bloodlines back to back in one sitting. So I'm seeing the old and new ones next Friday." Oh, that's fun. That's fun. That's gonna be a lot of Final Destination, though, buddy. That's a lot. Your brain gonna be fried by Bloodlines. You're gonna be like, "Who's death?" Isaiah says, "It makes sense because Deadpool has always been a cameo type of character with the X-Men. Think X-Men Legends 2 video game." Yeah, I agree. I have no problem with him being more of a supporting character. If anything, I think it just makes him more fun and able to just, you know, be the comedic relief in the movie. So I love that idea for Deadpool. JS Edit says, "Do you think Moon Knight should still be a part of the MCU with Daredevil and Punisher?" Yes. Like I know I talk a little bit of crap on the Moon Knight show. I don't hate it, but I do think like that's such a cool character that they kind of fumble with just throwing on a Disney Plus show. They didn't even get to fully flesh him out with his third personality, and now it's like, where do you throw him in? Is it what's it Midnight Suns movie, Thunderbolts movie? Where does he go? Marco Sanchez says, "Could you please give a spoiler review on Sinners?" Um, I guess I could, but I just don't know what exactly like there'd be left to spoil. I think there's this. I think I said what I need to. with the regular review. I don't know how much I could like get into spoilers, but I love the movie. I truly love it. I want to see it one more time. Judy Hickman says, "Yo, I'm very big fan of your channel. This is my first super chat." Well, appreciate you, Judy. And my question is, do you think there's a there be a sequel to The Monkey? It did decently at the box office. I don't know how much of an urge there is for a sequel. It was slightly a divisive movie to some people. Some people liked it, and I think right now if we go to the Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is probably a little low on that. The Monkey movie. Let's see what it is. Rotten Tomatoes is high. Yeah, see, the audience score is kind of low. I get it's kind of I liked it on a filmmaking aspect, and some of the humor in it really worked. And then it just went over the rails in the third act for me. I don't think we would, but if they somewhere down the line want to make another movie with the monkey there and maybe expand it out a bit, I wouldn't mind. But I don't think it's an immediate thing happening. Iago Cotro says, I'd rather want Deadpool to be in some crazy ass hell Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel sequel. Only he'd be the narrator and would make Finn Bella jokes with some plushies and Ryan Reynolds cameo. Like I said, my dream and my hope is that they throw Deadpool into one of the Spider-Man movies as a team-up thing, because I feel like that would just make a lot of money. Zopstyle says, since we talked about the Jurassic franchise earlier, have you seen the 2 Jurassic World spin-off shows? Both are animated on Netflix and canon. No, and I've talked about, I thought it was a dumb idea. It looked like a kid's show, but I've seen a lot of people praise it and actually really like it, especially the newer one. So I do one day want to sit down and watch it. Any news on FNAF 2? As of right now, no. I think we're just going to stay silent and quiet until maybe later this summer, and then more full marketing will come into swing on that. Digimenace321 says Wasp isn't there because the actress quit acting. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that. So, hey, if that's true and they're not going to bring her because of that, I think that's where they recast. Ben Molsky says, happy Star Wars Day soon. You checked out the new Fortnite season. Also, I won't be here next week, Chris. I'll be gaming at Convention PAX. Oh, nice. Have fun there, man. And yeah, I only got to play 1 hour of the new Fortnite season because I had to edit the Thunderbolt spoiler review and get ready for this live stream. But yeah, I'll say flying the TIE fighters and the jets right now is a little hard. I can't seem to get that right. But dude, I love when they mix it up. I do think it's wild that every weapon is a blaster. So this season there is no ammo, and I'm like, that's already messing with me because I'll be picking up a gun, shooting, and then automatically want to reload. And I'm like, wait, I don't have to. There's just a cooldown thing. So that's gonna get some getting used to. I do miss the mobility because I like the rockets and the bat. So we'll see. Look at that grown man talking about Fortnite and his Disney trip. I'm built different. King Destroyer 311 says, I kind of find it good if Spider-Man isn't in Doomsday. It's like Ant-Man, where he was a street level movie before 2 Avenger films. I guess, if he's not in there, it does give me some faith that there's be more street level stuff in Brand New Day, and it'll only make his appearance in Secret Wars that much more fun. So we'll see. The Fergus Review channel says, Elio for the win. Elio. Dishmenace321 says, I think Ant-Man's daughter takes the Wasp's place for that role, not necessarily that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, but she doesn't. Does she have wings? Did Stinger have wings like Wasp? I don't remember. That's a good point though. That's a good point. The live action adaptation of Brawler Logan. Yes, the live action adaptation of Brawler Logan. What's Brawler Logan? Brawler Logan. What? Oh my goodness, my friend, who is Brawler Logan? I just got some weird Digimon looking character. Okay, yeah, definitely, man. That's happening. Yes. Moon Knight Future is Midnight Suns or Blade, and how should Marvel us as fans treat Eternals as a film, a part of the MCU, if it's only one and done? Just like if unfortunately Eternals I think is just going to remain one and done. I don't think we're ever going to be addressing. It's just going to be the one thing that happened in post Secret Wars. They don't exist. Moon Knight, I think I see it more in a Midnight Suns than a Blade movie. I don't see again how Moon Knight would fit into Blade unless it's like a cameo or tease for the Midnight Suns. Thunderbolts is, by the way, 1.5, kind of a sequel, but not. Oh, Black Widow. Yeah, I do agree with that. It is definitely a Black Widow. I'm waiting to see what the trilogy will be, because the same way like Zack Snyder has a trilogy with Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and his Justice League film, and I'm like, that's kind of a not direct sequel all the way, and they're all titled differently and go together. I wonder what the Thunderbolts version of that is, because I do think you start with Black Widow, then you have Thunderbolts. And what's the third one? I'm not counting Doomsday because that's more of an ensemble Avenger film, but it feels like there is something else that could go there to complete it as an awkward trilogy, if that makes sense. So yeah, but I totally see Thunderbolts as kind of a Black Widow sequel, and again, is why I want to watch Black Widow again. Allison Rose 22 says, hear anything about Constantine 2? No, just that Keanu Reeves is supposedly coming back, but gotta be honest, I don't have too much of an interest in that. If it's good, awesome, but I don't have too much of an interest in that happening. Alien X versus Goku, who wins? Oh, Alien X from Ben 10. Bro, I think Alien X, right? Goku, I don't know, but Goku, he'd be surprising you. Hi, I'm Goku. Yeah, Alien X is OP though. Molly Malley says, if you could make a cinematic universe about an IP, what would it be? Looney Tunes. Let's do it like Looney Tunes. Just have Bugs Bunny movie, a Daffy Duck movie. To just give Sylvester and Tweety their movie, a Space Jam. On something like that, I guess. Looney Tunes. No, what else would it be an IP movie? I'd love for Ben 10, but I don't see how you stretch that off into spin-offs and stuff unless you give Kevin or Gwen a movie. But I'm like, yeah, they work together as an ensemble. I know you say Spider-Man, but I'm trying to think of things that aren't already IPs and out there. I'm trying to think like everything's kind of been done. What other IP is untouched that works as a cinematic universe? I guess I would like to give the Monsters universe another try without the action elements. Like what would a horror cinematic universe look like? But the Conjuring's already doing such a good job kind of with that. And if you don't like all that, Mickey Mouse would actually be great. Mickey Mouse would. Will we see Beard 3C? No, I know right now I do need to kind of shave. I need to. I don't think I look good with a beard. I have thin hair, so my stubble grows in kind of, I don't want to say patchy, but I don't know. I don't think I'm a beard guy, but one day maybe. Maybe one day I'll just have a phase. I might dye my hair blonde and do the blonde goatee. With Cap being my fave superhero, it pains me that Brave New World wasn't great. Chris, I recommend you read the comics. The USA of Captain America, you got Sam, Steve, and John. Ooh, I might actually do that because I do like Sam and I do think he deserved better. Good recommendation. Thank you. Bald Vision Studio says, why do you now hate Siren Head? Oh, Siren Head is a loser. Even the Rizzler hates Siren Head. Siren Head. Who the heck? What is cool about Siren Head, you guys? This bro like, oh, let's create a scary man who has a megaphone for head. Back in my days, we had La Llorona. We had El Cucuy. Siren Head. Get out of here. I'm gonna put my big boy pants on for Final Destination Bloodlines, just like I did for Terrifier 3, but I'm excited and scared to see it. Ooh, sounds nice. Sounds nice. The Archive says, no, please, we need a new X-Men cast after Secret Wars. I kind of agree. I as much as I like the old cast, pay homage to them, give them their respects, and then give me a new cast. The Archive says, the only one that I wouldn't mind is Grammar's Beast. Yeah, he's pretty great. He's pretty great. He's also older. King Destroyer 311 says, any news on Mortal Kombat 2? No, dude. When is that trailer coming? It's got to be coming soon. I'm trying to think of like what movie they could attach it to. Probably Jurassic Park. Would that be the movie they? No, that's all so late. But yeah, we need a Mortal Kombat 2 trailer, man. That thing needs to hurry up. Huge ass. Seen the new dinosaurs, the Galeosaurus. I think that's what we were just talking about. And yeah, they're Gasorin, all right. They're Gasorin. Want you to join mine and my boys Goon Squad. I goon alone, buddy. I goon alone. Bored is bored says, I want to see Deadpool movie where he takes down a crime or human trafficking gang because at this point, seeing innocent people hurt also hurt him. It will be a good chance to show Deadpool growth. It's pretty dark, but yeah, I'm sure Deadpool could make some funny jokes about that trafficking. Ninjago Lee says, 3C, you are the GOAT. Personally, No Way Home is my fave film. It's a fun film to be there, man. It's a fun film. G Loco says, if you had to give up forever watching horror movies or superhero movies, which one sadly you dropping? Honestly, probably superhero. I'm at a point now where we've gotten so many superhero movies, and I feel like it's such a limited space now on what you could do. But horror, there's so many subgenres, so many things you could tackle. We even have superhero horror movies, so I could still somehow get a superhero horror film. So I think I'd give up the superhero films. As surprising as that might sound. Says here, Deadwood Film says, did you see Sam's team would be inspired by Avengers United, They Stand series and Avengers Assemble? Well, who said that? I'd like to know that. If that's the inspiration, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I can't wait to see if Sam forms his own team or not. You know, Harrison Ford in Brave New World did say, Sam, I want you to put together a team. And it sounded like he was trying to do that at the end of Brave New World. So we'll see. Daniel Brown says, DJ Menace says, is Val in Doomsday? I don't think they've confirmed her chair there. Maybe. I'm kind of I honestly kind of tired of the Val character. I don't see where else to go. She just seems like MCU Amanda Waller, you know? Which Christmas character most deserves a reboot? Ooh, okay. I would think live action. I would like a live action Grinch again with Jim Carrey, although I doubt that's going to happen, especially with how much he hated putting on that makeup. Home Alone again, but man, that last Home Alone movie Disney made was so disappointing, so disappointed. I don't know what you do for a rebooted character. Like, who else is Rudolph? Elf? Would you want to reboot Elf? Who would you get as the new Elf? Pete Davidson? Yeah, I'm an elf. I'm Pete Davidson. Hey, 3C, any thoughts on the new Officer show? Are you talking about The Office or Officer? If you're talking about Officer, I've never heard it. If there's a new Office show, I still have not seen that either. Officer show. I do not see an Officer show. So maybe you mean Office. I'm down if there's a new Office show, but let's see how the first episode goes. DJ Menace 321 says Julia Louis Dreyfus in the pic with the Rizzler looks like she's asking herself, what the hell is this kid? Yeah. She doesn't know, but she does what is best to promote the movie. Retro Roy says, hey Chris, I've been a supporter since 2019 and you inspired me to talk horror movies on my channel. Awesome, man. Will we get canceled movie videos or negative reviews? If Papa runs out of ideas and there's no movie news, I think so definitely. But hey, you keep going on with your content, man. Happy to inspire. Lambadont says, you're going to do a spoiler stream for Thunderbolts? I'm thinking about it. I think it might be a good idea. We could definitely try. We'll see Sunday. It depends how much traction the Thunderbolts review gets. If a lot of people end up watching that video, then I'll see that there's enough audience for it. But if it ends up not doing well, then I think not. But we'd all just be talking about the post-credit scene. I don't know. Unorthodox, you be having flawless skin, Chris. Can you give us the sauce? I don't be having flawless skin. Okay. I really don't. I have rosacea, so I get red a lot, and I think I just have a good lens or lighting. I think it's more lighting than my skin. I think if I zoomed into the camera a little more, you'd be like, oh, I take back what you say, Chris. But my lady does have a red light mask. That mask that just shoots red light. Every now and then I'll put it on after her. I do wash my face every night. I've just gotten in the habit of that because I've realized if I don't, I start breaking out and getting pimpies. And it's crazy to be 30 and still deal with that, man. I thought that was like high school stuff, but just wash your face. And you definitely need to drink more water. I don't drink enough. There you go. Predictions for Fantastic Four post-credit scene: Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom, or an explanation to how they might end up in the main MCU. Because they have to end up in the MCU somehow. So that I don't know what it has to be. Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom. I think that's like the only post-credit scene they could really do. Just my opinions. Really great movie channel. You guys should check them out. It says one gorilla versus 100 men. Who you got? Brahms Doubleday? Yeah. I'm like I said, I thought it was the gorilla, but I'm hearing now the right answer is actually the men, which I think is crazy. I thought a gorilla would definitely win. Road of Teal says favorite Universal ride. Mine's the Mummy. Probably the King Kong ride. Because like I said, I love that gigantic animatronic of King Kong. I think it looks sick. Mikey Hernandez says, what's the scariest movie you've seen and why? Ooh, scariest movie? I think that's hard because a movie hasn't scared me since I was a kid. So I don't know, like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Like to me, that was terrifying as a child. Gave me nightmares. Some of the like Child's Play 2 definitely scared me as a kid. There was some movies where I was like, I didn't even bother. Like The Exorcist was too scary. The Exorcist to me as a kid, I was like, no, if I watch that, I'm getting possessed, right? But yeah. Some people say, you growing a little goatee? No, I'm not growing a little goatee. I just haven't shaved. Leave me alone. Stop pointing out my facial hair. Hey, baby. George Sells YouTube says Spidey going through it right now in the void. Oh yeah, a lot of people went through it in the void, and he's in the box. He's in the corner right now, going, Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, Aunt May. Mangled Turtle says, do you agree with me that if Eternals was told linear instead of jumping around, that it would be better? I'd have to rewatch it, but that could honestly probably have helped the movie. That could have. Linus Film says, hey 3C, love your channel and Thunderbolts post-credit scene blew me away. Can't wait for the future and Sinner's masterpiece. Hope you have a great day. Oh, you too. Yeah, post-credit scene was great, man. McLovin27 says, you doxed your dad. Did he call? Oh yeah, he did. And I feel so bad for the people who messaged him and he cursed them out. My dad thought I was hacked. So if you guys weren't here last stream, I accidentally doxed my dad. I gave out his number. And people did call and text him. And my dad thought I was hacked and that the people messaging and calling him were the hackers. So there were some people that messaged my dad saying, hey, you're Chris's dad. And my dad was like, fuck you. That's a real thing. My dad said F you to a couple of my fans because he didn't know what was going on. But then he apologized and said, oh, okay, sorry. I thought something bad was happening and all that. So, yeah, there you go. Jaden says, will you review Search for Square? Oh, yeah, definitely will. DG Jimenez 321 says, I think he meant the new Office show. Oh, yes, the paper company. Yes, but when is it with Oscar? I have heard about it, but is it on yet? Is there any development on it? Because I just heard that it was happening, but I haven't seen like any movement or when it's actually coming out. I am interested in it though. Jorcel 360 YouTube says, should Avengers Secret Wars get a part 2? I'd still kind of hope they end up announcing Secret Wars 2 as a part 2 movie because that feels like it's going to be a gigantic film, but maybe they're already treating Doomsday and Secret Wars like a part 1 and 2, you know? Tax Trex sends in some love. Thank you, Tax Trex. Ninjago leaks. Ninjago would make a great cinematic universe. I've heard that from time and time again. I'm sure Ninjago fans. Kobe's Hobby Room says FD reviews before Bloodlines. My chat is definitely. I should get to those because I do love that series. That's a fun guilty pleasure horror franchise for me, and I can't wait to gush about some of those movies. Mikey Hernandez says, I think Thor would have had the worst time in the void. Yeah, Thor would probably also be crying quite a lot in the void. Oh, Jane, my brother, my father, my mother, my hammer. So many things to be sad about. Reed Jackson Media, hot take, Sinners isn't a masterpiece, but I really like the movie. Oh, Reed, you're fired. You're never allowed here on the channel to edit again. How could you have a comment like that? Get out of here, Reed. Can't you see nobody wants you? I understand, man. It's not for everybody. Some people, you know what? I have that same hot take, but with Oppenheimer. I really liked Oppenheimer, but I like Sinners more. Christopher Nolan, don't shoot me. Have you seen the? Oh, dude, I love The Rehearsal. If you are not watching The Rehearsal, please do yourself a favor. Nathan Fillion. It is not Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fielder. Right? Sorry, Nathan Fillion. Let me make sure I said that right. Nathan Fielder. Nathan uh Fielder. Okay. Yes, that's the right one. Nathan Fielder. Please go check out The Rehearsal. It's on Max. Definitely watch season 1 first. In fact, if you actually want like a little pre into Nathan Fielder, and this is just like a fun show to watch, this is the guy. I think he's one of the funniest people right now in Hollywood. I laugh so hard at his style of comedy. It's awkward, but yet genius. I say start off with the Comedy Central show he had. He had a Comedy Central show titled Nathan For You, where the whole premise is that he just every episode he goes to a different business that is failing and tries to give them an idea to help them out. I think the first episode is about he goes to a frozen yogurt business, and he decides his idea is to make a poop flavored frozen yogurt just to drive awareness. And I think it's the funniest thing because it's so good. So that's that show. Check that show out first because there's some gems in there, really good stuff. And the show he has now is called The Rehearsal. And dude, this show is on is genius. I do not say that lightly. It is on genius levels of comedy. The layers that this thing has and the way he actually manages to do such clever writing in the dumbest way is an oxymoron. Like that's the only way I can describe it. It is pure genius. I recommend season 1, but it looks like you can just jump into season 2 without having to know season 1. And season 2 is a great episode as well. The airplane stuff, everything with the Starbucks guy and his girlfriend. Oh, hilarious. So yeah, The Rehearsal. That's the best way to end oh, we still got a couple super chats, but I for sure. In fact, I have to watch the latest episode because I was in Disney and I didn't get to see it. I so recommend The Rehearsal. I cannot gush about that show enough to some of y'all. Okay, let's see what else. Dangertainment says last stream you mentioned Chucky Tiffany animatronics. Who is releasing any pics? Did you see the Jaws popcorn bucket? Yes. This was from Home Depot. I think it was. Let me see here. Home Depot animatronics Tiffany. They're coming out with just like they came out this year. And if you saw my Spooky Mama video, they had it. But this year, Home Depot's coming out with the Tiffany and stitched up Chucky, and I think they actually look really great. Those are definitely getting added to the channel come Spooky Mama time. Yeah, I cannot wait. That's going to be awesome. I think they look really good. Let's continue on here. Says The Curse is another. Yes, I did start. I gotta finish the show. I think I was like 4 episodes in, and I do like The Curse. It does have that awkward comedy, but there's also such a dark, kind of depressing vibe in it. I don't know. That one wasn't as balanced for me, but it is good. It is good. It was just a little bit more because Nathan Fielder's comedy is also very cringe, very secondhand embarrassment. It's the kind of thing where you want to look away because it gives you embarrassment for what's happening on screen. And The Curse, I was kind of mixed on it, but I need to finish it because I think I was only 3 episodes in. Favorite studio episode so far? I think the One Take episode. That's also another very funny show. On a different than The Rehearsal. I think again The Rehearsal is actually genius level comedy. The studio is great if you're a movie fan and just like this inside behind the scenes look at making fun of things in Hollywood. But yeah, the One Take episode I thought was really solid. It was really good, and the most recent episode was also good too. And Daniel Brown just sent some love. All right. Thank you so much, guys. That concludes this week's live stream. I thank you guys so much for being here and supporting me on the channel. Oh, we do have one more super that just came in. Karate Kids Legend paying off what Karate Kids Part 2 was setting up. Yes. I need to know more what you mean by that. Yes. All right. I want to thank you guys so much for today and being here. I love all your faces. Don't forget to stay tuned on the channel for more great movie news content. Y'all are great. Enjoy yourselves. Adios, my friends. Adios.